Percocet to Vicodin to Oxys. I had a bright idea one day to get off Oxys by doing coke.
How did that day play out?
I got off the Oxys and started doing coke.
How many 80s per day were you taking?
Doing like 10 a day. You put people through torture, torment. You rob people. You steal from Peter to pay Paul. I was on dialysis for 6 years. Yeah, my kidneys failed. I had a kidney transplant.
Everyone likes to talk shit about lemon cherry gelato, but it sells more than any other.
Right, it makes everybody money.
Yeah.
Put it this way, like one thing I always say is you could say whatever you want about my weed as long as you paid for it. I don't think it is wrong to tell somebody their flower is mids.
You did come right at the winner of the recent event and tell him his shit is mid.
I smoked your flower. I ain't got to tell me I'm right. I know I'm right when I'm posting it. I don't need somebody to tell me I'm fucking right.
That shit, when you get a good batch.
Yeah, it's one of the best strains
It's
ever.
like Adderall, dude.
That
shit is crazy.
So
I remember I gave Chris, that lemon's the shit that you hit.
Yeah, give me anxiety.
Give me anxiety, bro. That's like one of my top whatever favorite strains. His too. Like that's one of our favorites of all time.
It's so good.
It really is.
What else does? I don't even think I've smoked anything else from Hialeah Farms. Like, what else?
Like
they put out?
before, he used to drop more consistently, like 2-3 years ago. Now I agree with you. Now I don't know if he does anything else.
I've seen
that.
nothing but lemon, which I'm cool with. Don't get me wrong.
No,
yeah, dude, give me more lemon.
Recently, no, but like I said, in the past, like 2-3 years ago, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But now, you know, I mean, if he's with just putting out what's 10-10, I'm with it too. You know what I mean? Because that's all time.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you all for tuning into the Gobcast today, and welcome back once again. You should know the drill by now. I don't know what episode we're on. I stopped counting a long time ago, but we have a very fun one today because we have a very special guest in the building. We have someone who I think has a very relatable story with addiction that also might actually be your plug's plug. We've got Be Easy in the building today. What's going on, dude?
What's going on, my bro?
Thanks for coming in,
How
bro.
are
I
you?
appreciate you. I want to say before we get further into this, the main reason I want to get you on the show, there's probably two of them. Mm-hmm. First off, you're a character. You know, so. I followed you back on Twitter, and you've had my timeline very entertaining. You're a funny dude. But also, I watched your episode on First Smoke of the Day, which shout out to them. It's a cool podcast. And you talked about a story, a real story about addiction that I had no idea you'd experienced. Yeah. Which is really why I want to get you on the show. Because, I mean, this audience is a lot of fiends. Mm-hmm. You know, there's a lot of people who probably can relate to your story that are watching this right now.
No, absolutely.
You know? So, and also, I smoked that Zebras and it got me high.
Oh yeah,
so
I like that.
I'm excited for the episode today, dude.
Hell yeah.
For those people that are watching out there that maybe aren't familiar with who you are, maybe haven't smoked your weed or haven't heard your story, what would you say to them? How would you like introduce yourself?
So my name is Bobby, aka Be Easy. You know, I own Be Easy, the company, along with my partner Tony. Mm-hmm. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. I love weed. Love the culture, you know, regardless of what people say. I literally love the culture. I love everything about it. I'm pretty confrontational, but it is what it is. I don't look at it as confrontational. I look at it as I just say what I feel. Like if, you know, I'm going to say whatever's on my mind. I'm a pretty open dude. There's no filter.
I mean, I think that's a good trait. Yeah. It's a good trait to have. Not a lot of people do that.
No, not anymore. It's like, I think people nowadays want to fit in. You know, I've had success, you know, just being me the whole way. And I think that's why my base is so strong, because they relate to the authenticity of me. Yep. You know, and the brand in general. And I put my face out there every day. So it's not like someone's not running my account saying this stuff. It's me saying this stuff, good, bad, negative, indifferent. And I think people relate to the authenticity of it.
Yep. I mean, I think one of the things about your brand that a lot of people, maybe they aren't familiar right now, but they're going to know when we bring it up. You're kind of one of the, I don't want to say founding fathers of like the cereal box and kind of crazy packaging wave that's really hitting right now. Yeah,
no, definitely. I mean, people will say that about us for sure. I mean, I'll take it. You know, we're in the right place at the right time and set some trends, you know, by accident, on purpose, whatever the case may be. You know, the cereal wave started and it took off, and the box wave, you know, that you see everywhere nowadays came with it. So, you know, people do like to say that we created it. I don't know if we created it in the sense that we were the first one, but we were the ones to make it right, you know, mainstream and bring it to the point where, like, you just can't do a drop it out a box nowadays. It's crazy.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. When I was in New York last year, there was a corner store up the street from me, and they had one of your bags taped to the window, which I found hilarious. They just had a bunch of bags taped to the window. I went in there. I was like, "You guys selling that shit?" It was right after. I don't know if you heard about. You probably did. In New York last year, there was like a big sweep where the cops came through and they emptied out all those corner stores and shit. They were like, "No, we don't sell it. We don't sell it." They just still had the bags taped to the window and shit. I was like, "Oh,
like a
man.
retired jersey in the rafters."
Yeah, it's still up in the rafters.
That's so funny.
So, kind of taking it back to growing up in Boston. What was that like?
Growing up in Boston, I mean, whatever you think a typical Boston guy is me. Like I'm loud. I swear. I'm a diehard Boston sports fan. Maybe a little bit obnoxious. I am a stereotypical Boston guy for sure.
Boston sports are a lot.
Yeah, and I'm that guy that you're talking about without a doubt, especially with the Celtics. But growing up there, I believe it or not, but I had a very normal growing up. Like both, my parents are still married to this day. Mm-hmm. My dad is retired from the post office.
Damn.
He always had a second job at a restaurant in East Boston, where we're from. My mom's a waitress, middle class. My mom's still a waitress now. She still works doubles. So, very middle class growing up, apartment, not a house, like, townhouses.
Yep.
I went to private school up until like the 9th grade, and then public school after
Why
that. Why
private school? Did your parents?
So I was like up to the 4th grade, it was public school. But, I was very talkative, loud in class. I was a person, back then they put your desk in the hallway. Go put his desk in the hallway. They really put you in the hallway. Like they can't do that shit anymore. But like I was the kid whose desk was in the hallway 3 days a week because I was disruptive. Like not in a bad way, but like I was just talking a lot. Like like I want to talk, bro. Like I don't know if I felt like I was too smart or whatever, but I was just bored. Like I knew what was going on, and maybe I realized at an early age, which I very truly believed, that I learned that these other classes are bullshit. As long as I can do 2 + 2 in math and read or whatever, like everything else is just a waste of my time, I feel like. And
I agree with that.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's like, so I was just bored in school, and my mom, my mom just wanted the best for me, God bless her, So I transferred over to Catholic school in the 4th or 5th grade. I don't remember. I think 4th grade. But like my grandmother paid for it. Like, my mom was like, I don't want him to keep. He needs more, strict or whatever in his life. So
shout out grandma.
Yeah. So she paid for it, and then when I was going to graduate 8th grade, same thing by the way. The Catholic school. I was in the principal's office all the time. I was just I was just disruptive. Like I don't know. I always had this thing like you're not really going to tell me what to do, and so when after 8th grade, that's when that school ended. My mom just didn't want me to go down the wrong path, so she did everything. She begged the principal, "Can you please get him into this school? Like, please, like we can't afford it, but can you please, he needs the help." So she got me into Malden Catholic freshman year, which was an all-boys school, like great school, but like I wasn't ready for it, Mm-hmm. And then after that, I told her, like, bro, I'm going to Easty next year. I'm going with my friends. Like, it is what it is. So I went there, and then, everything else was good. So I went back to public school in the sophomore year, and then I did, like, a semester of college.
You're bouncing around schools a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I did. I mean, well, technically, yeah. But it was like the next city type of thing, Like my group of friends, all like when I say I went to a different school, it was like 15 minutes. They were all within 15 minutes.
You were still kicking it with the same
house.
people.
Yeah, my group of friends never changed.
Nice.
Like through those years, like later in high school, after high school, and stuff like that. But which is normal. But during those early years, it was always the same group of friends. Because like I said, I lived in townhouses that were all rows of townhouses. So you go home, and like back then, you actually went outside and played sports and shit. So we all just met there.
Kids don't do that anymore.
No, at all. I get excited.
Stay inside and play Fortnite.
Yeah, literally. I get excited when I see like 3 kids on a bike. Like you don't see it anymore.
It's a crazy sight.
It's a crazy sight.
Ever since I moved here, dude, I don't see kids outside here at all.
No, ever. And look where you are. Like, you know what I mean? It's outdoor area, and like people aren't. They're not outside like that
Nobody.
anymore. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it really is. And back then, like we lived outside, sports. So, like I said, we just meet up at the parking lot or whatever, and then everybody's there anyway as soon as school ends.
Yep. When did you start smoking weed?
Bro, I did not smoke weed till I graduated high school. How about that? Until I was 18 and just graduated, bro. So I like these townhouses, like I said, and
Yeah.
it's like a community with a community center in there. So, sports were so big. Like I grew up playing sports, like not with the school per se. I did a middle school, but just with my friends. I was all about sports. I was the kid who thought he was going to go to the NBA, and so like the community center, you're playing wiffle ball every day after school. You're just playing sports, and they used to run this contest, the deer contest. Deer back in the day.
Yeah,
and
I remember, dude. They came to my school and did a huge assembly, and like, if I remember correctly, they had someone come on and they were like pretending to like be like a drug addict, and they were like, "This is what will happen to you." And it was some dude in like
and it's the
torn up
most
clothes
like
and shit.
far off
like,
obnoxious thing ever. So that's happening, and kind of lost my train of thought. What were you saying there?
we were talking about when you had first started smoking weed.
Yeah, so it starts when it was, after 18, so I graduated high school, and like I said, I've grown up in townhouses, so big into sports, and they ran the DARE program there, so like they used to, and I was big into like drawing back then, even though I can't draw a straight line now. Mm-hmm. So they used to do these contests where you would draw like anti-drug stuff, and like everybody in the community would draw it, and I remember a couple of times like I placed, but I had my next door neighbor draw it. He was a really good artist, But I would come up with the slogan. I was always good at that marketing.
You still played a part.
Yeah, I was always good at a punchline. I always took marketing. I always drawn to it, which pays off now. But yeah, so again, that's how I grew up in that area. I didn't smoke weed during high school. I was playing sports every single day.
Yeah.
Until the sun went down, until school ended, till the sun went down. So that was, again, I just wasn't around it. None of my friends smoked weed either during the time.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's not what I expected.
Yeah, no. I went off the deep rails quick, But yeah, I smoked after I was 18, literally 18 out of high school.
Do you think maybe the fact that you waited so long to try smoking maybe played a part in your longer term addiction?
I don't know. I think what's meant to be is meant to be.
True.
You know what I mean? I think if what was going to happen was going to happen. So no, I don't think that part does it. No.
I say that because I have a lot of friends who, those I know who got it out almost in their younger years, got out of their system when they were in high school, are super normal, straight edge dudes now who are having kids and shit. Yeah. And then my friends who started doing it after high school are still going hard and fucking face down every day, unconscious.
Yeah, no, that's crazy for sure.
So, after you had started smoking weed, do you remember your first time? What was the story about that?
I was with all my friends. We were at my friend Ronnie's grandmother's apartment, rest her soul.
Yeah.
He was my best friend back then. And so we would just smoke. Back then, it's it's Reggie. It's Mexican brickweed, legitimately. Yeah.
You don't know the strain.
No, it's literally the brickweed with a million seeds in it. So, in Boston, Foxwoods casinos, 2-hour drive. This is before they had the Encore. So, they would have the buses that would pick you up in East Boston down Central Square every day, right? So his grandmother was one of them slots players. So she would get on the bus and go in the morning, come home late at night. So, it was fucking 7 of us, dude. We were in the bathroom at his grandmother's house rolling joints of the smoke, And we were smoking in the bathroom, whatever. And then, I don't think, maybe I feel like it's common, but I didn't think I was high the first time. Maybe you don't know.
I don't think I got high the first time.
Yeah, it's maybe you don't know what it is, so you don't realize what's happening. I don't know the effects, so maybe I don't realize I'm high type of vibe.
I feel like that might be what it is.
Yeah, looking back on it now, but I didn't think I was high. You know what I mean? And then, however long passes, I end up passing out on the couch, and I passed out on the couch or the bed. I don't remember, but I know my homies took $20 out of my back pocket and they went to the store 24 right across the street. That used to be in East Boston. It's still there. I don't know what it's called now. And they went and bought Mad Munchies and shit.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Did they share any with you?
Yeah, hell yeah. I woke up to that.
There you
go.
go.
Yeah. No, they were good friends for sure.
I thought they stole your 20 and just ate all the munchies.
No.
I was like,
they
damn,
brought
that's
it back.
fucked up.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So after that, how quickly did you start smoking regularly?
Oh, right away.
You just knew off rip,
yeah, it was that's what we were doing, back then, So now, when you go to high school, you meet new friends. So now, I had my old friends that I grew up with, and then I have a new circle of friends too. The new circle was smoking and stuff. So that I got into it with them.
It's hard to stay cool with the friends who don't smoke when you start smoking. Mm-hmm. When I was younger, I had a hard time with that.
Yeah, and then I learned that real fucking quick that my friends smoke a lot of weed. I'm gonna be the dude to give it to them real quick. I learned that.
Mm-hmm. So, after you started smoking, you start smoking regularly every day. Were you selling weed too, or how were you getting it?
No, that's what I'm saying. So back then we were buying it, but I learned real quick or saw real quick that my friends are smoking a lot of weed, and like I want to be the guy to sell my friends weed. And
so you knew early on that.
Yeah, I was always
you were
a business person. So like in high school, they had classes you had to take. Like one would be like fucking nursing things, like medical shit. One was like fucking teacher bullshit, and the other one was business. And I'm like, all right, bro, give me the business class. Yeah. And we had marketing classes, like these. Obviously, the quarters now that we all see that have the states on them. Back then, they didn't exist. Remember, I graduated in 2000, so we're talking 98, 99, 2000, whatever. You could find out when they came out. I don't remember, but there was a marketing thing that was, how would you market these new quarters to the people? And me and my partner came in the top 10 in the country.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we got flown to D.C. We got the fucking all 50 quarters in a case or whatever, and we placed like, I don't know, third or something out of it. But the marketing was always there, and they would have, they would have like fucking, in the business class, you could make a product and sell it. So what do you want to call it, a fair or pop-up, whatever, in high school? Mm-hmm. And my mom's would make these fucking ties. Like she had these ties and she would stitch witcherium, which is, like, isn't really sewn, but it's like you iron it on. But I thought they were really cool. I'm like, make a bunch of ties, right? Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to sell them at the fair. And when I tell you, the fair was at like a hotel in Boston. It was a business fair. And all the fucking people who worked there, like, were walking through with the suits. I sold so many fucking ties that day. So many fucking ties.
It was the perfect environment.
It was the perfect environment. Like, so many fucking ties. And I don't know, I was always good at it. I always had the eyesight for marketing and business.
That's something that I think if you're going to, no matter what you sell, I mean, weed included, like, you got to have that kind of in you. You know?
You do. You absolutely. You have to know, there's a lot of layers to it. You have to know what the consumer wants. You have to know how to get it to the consumer. You have to know how to put it in production and make it a reality and not just an idea. There's so many layers to it. And more above all, you have to be consistent. Anybody can do it once. Some people can do it twice, but can you do it over and over and over and over again? That's what separates everybody.
Were you ever the kind of dude when you were younger that would like fuck up the re-up because you smoked too much?
No.
Really?
Well, put it this way, not the weed re-up, the fucking other re-up. When I started doing drugs, yeah. When I started getting high, yeah, for sure.
So how'd you escalate from just smoking weed to getting high on other shit?
I mean, I don't remember like what made me do it the first time, you feel me? But I know it's like Percocet to Vicodin to Oxy, so on and so forth. Just the fucking climbing the ladder, I guess, however you want to say it.
Were you like, when you were younger, were you mentally thinking like, oh, I would never do those kind of drugs?
Ever. Why? I told you I was the most straightest dude in the world. Like, ever. How
did that change so suddenly? I mean, I'm hearing your story. I'm trying to think like what.
I think I got my heart broken by a girl at the time.
Oh, that'll do it, dude.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
No lie. I think I got my heart broken. And, yeah, bro. I don't know. I know it sounds weird to people, but it's like, you know how it is if you have been addicted to anything, which I'm sure you have. It's like you don't mean it. Like, you feel me? Like, you take a.
You're not consciously choosing.
Like, yeah, you take it the first time. Yeah, you're not like realizing what's going to happen.
Yep.
And then one thing,
after that first time, if you like it, it's
more or less.
You're locked in.
Like, you just like, I smoke weed all day. Like, you feel me? I just go back to back, and that's cool. That's whatever. I don't have to smoke tomorrow. But that stuff is not like that. And you don't realize it's happening while it's happening.
Yep. You only realize when it's too late, for sure.
100%.
Did you say you have an addictive personality?
Yes.
You answered that immediately.
Yeah,
you didn't even think.
No, I do.
So even before you were smoking weed, were you like?
But it comes from.
Did you know you had that personality? Like, would you get addicted to other stuff when you were younger? Like playing games or something? Going outside? I don't know.
No, I don't think so. But that's crazy now that you say that.
Interesting.
Nah. I mean, unless you count fucking sports, but no, I don't think so at all.
So it really came out once you started smoking.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point.
You were like, oh, shit.
Yeah, maybe that is. I mean, because I'm trying to think off the top of my head, there's a lot to remember back to, but I don't ever remember being like that now that I think about it. No.
Yeah, I'm the same kind of way. I'm very, I mean, even since I got sober for most of this, I'm California sober, so I take shrooms and smoke weed.
Yeah, that's normal.
I don't do the other shebang and all that other shit.
Yeah.
But even since getting sober from everything else, I still like, have to control myself because I have a very like if I go to the casino, it might get ugly in that bitch. Like,
so I used to be like that. I do have more self-control in certain things now, but yeah, it was the same thing. Like, because like same thing, you go to the casino, you want to play. Like, there's no walking away. Like. Like if let's just say I come to the craps table with $5K, like there's a number I need to hit in my head to walk away.
100%.
And like if it's not double, like I'm not coming here with $5K to hit $5K. So like I'm not walking away until
I want a lot more.
Yeah,
than that.
you understand what I'm saying? So you would never win because of that because you can't walk away. But yeah, stuff like that. Food, definitely super addictive to certain places of food.
For sure. Yeah.
But it's also good in other areas because it locks me in certain ways.
Yeah. So how fast did your kind of use of all these opiates escalate to addiction?
I mean, was it 3 days? Like,
really?
You know how that goes. Like, if you start doing it, you're addicted after what, 2-3 days, 3 days, a weekend?
Did you ever make any attempts to stop throughout, or were you always just kind of...
I've been to detox 100 times. Section 35, which is like court mandated 30 days.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's fun. That's where I learned about dope. Then, what else? Yeah, I mean, bro, all those, those in and out rinse cycle fucking detoxes. Like in Massachusetts, bro, they don't really have those 30-day setups like Florida and out here. You would have to go to Florida or out here to get that. So it's all fucking health insurance covered. Whatever they deem is medically you're
it's
off
a
of
racket,
it.
dude.
It's like 72, maybe 96 hours. Those beds are very expensive.
Oh, I know.
They want you in and out like a fucking robbery.
Yep.
So if they think in your mind that 3 days of methadone on a weekend technically clears your system of it, you're getting out that third day. But you're not clean. Like, you know what I mean?
Not at all, yeah.
They put another opiate in you to substitute it, and they don't work on your mental health.
So how long of a period, like from start to finish, just so I kind of understand, was your opiate addiction?
Started using when I was 19. I got clean August 1st, 2007.
Oh, you have it tatted on you.
Yeah, August 1st, 2007. So what? I'm 43 next month, so I don't fucking know. 24 years ago minus 7. 7. I was like 19 years old to 2007. So, what's that? I don't even fucking know. What year is it? 18 years ago.
How many years was that, like the length of the
So
addiction?
I was about 19 to 25, 6 years.
Okay, that's a long time.
Oh, yeah.
It's a long time.
It's ripping and running.
I mean, when you get that deep into it, shit gets ugly. I'd imagine.
Yeah, of course it does.
What were some of your like darkest moments throughout that addiction?
I mean, bro, it's all dark. You feel me? It's like it's all dark, bro. You're waking up with before you even open your eyes, the first thought is how do you get high? Like so
100%.
You're living for something else at the moment, and your whole existence at that point is to find it. It's like you're on a hunt for something, and you're on a hunt for something that I never thought of it like this. You're on a hunt for something that no matter how much of it you have is not enough.
You're never gonna find it.
Yeah, the hunt never stops. Yeah, the hunt never stops. You can catch it 5 times a day. It
Chasing
don't
the
matter.
dragon is the most like accurate portrayal of drug addiction I think ever.
Yeah, you're on a hunt that no matter how often you catch it, it's not enough. And you're going to need to catch it again and again and again and again and again.
Every day.
Again.
You wake up and you have to catch it every day.
Yeah, every day.
And if you have one day where you don't catch it,
it's a mess.
It fucks up a lot of other days.
Yeah, no, for sure. It really does, without a doubt.
Yeah, I was a coke addict for a long time before I got sober, and
Yeah, we did that too.
It was rough.
Yeah,
it was rough. Were you speedballing at all?
Yeah, sure. Smoking and shooting.
That's ugly.
Yeah.
What does that feel like? Because I've never...
I mean, no, never speedballing like that. It was one or the other at the time. I never did them together.
Okay.
I had a bright idea one day to get off oxys by doing coke. That was a brilliant idea.
How did that day play out?
I got off the oxys and started doing coke.
Oh,
yeah,
well, I mean, I was about to say good, but I probably shouldn't say that.
No, it's not good. No, the fuck? Oh, fuck that shit. Like, what the fuck? That shit go quick.
And at that time period, the coke's probably far more expensive.
No, oxys was expensive. Oxys
really?
was 120 or 80 back then.
At that time?
Yeah, 120 or 80.
Oh my god.
130, 140.
I was never into opiates, so they just
Yeah.
I never really get like
Yeah.
That's fucked.
But I mean, in relative terms, it's more expensive because you need more of it.
And like, how much Like, how many 80s per day were you taking?
Oh, bro, you don't even want to know. Like, dog, it was bad. I was doing like 10 a day, you know.
Oh, my God.
You wake up, you sniff 2, you swallow 1.
How the fuck do you, like, support that consistently? I mean, that's just got to be...
You beat a lot of people. You put a lot of people through torture and torment and all that shit, you know. You put people through torture, torment, you rob people, you steal from Peter to pay Paul, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that shit catches up eventually.
No, I mean, I did pretty good. But yeah, I mean, if it catches up to you, like, at who you are, yeah, but no, it catches up to you in many ways. No, you're right. Like,
I think mentally it does.
No, mentally it catches up to you. It was just the wear and tear on people is the worst part, bro. Like, what you do to your family is the worst part. Like,
100%.
You feel me? Like, what you do to your family is the worst part, obviously. What you do to your friends is whatever. Not in the sense that, like, if you do anything bad to them, that's bad, obviously. But like most people don't end up with friends during that time. You usually just end up by yourself, or
super isolated.
Yeah, or with somebody else you're getting high with. Like you feel me? So your friends aren't really on the radar during those times. So it's just you put your family through torture. You know.
How was your family like? Did they kind of throw you out while you were addicted, or were you still living with family, or like how'd they treat you?
Both, both. Living with them, get thrown out. Living with them, thrown out. The cycle, the cycle that is addiction. It goes back and forth, back and forth.
It never ends.
It's literally a cycle. It's a big loop.
Yeah.
Every day is a loop.
Yeah, opiate addiction is tough, dude.
Yeah.
That one's a bitch, especially.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Most of my friends who were opiate addicts when I was younger still aren't sober to this day.
No, listen, I'm blessed to obviously have gotten out of there. And the thing about my city is, like, in my age group, opiates really, really, really ran through my age group where I'm from. Oxys, dope, all that stuff. But a lot of them made it out. God bless them. A lot of it made it out. That's for sure. I mean, obviously people didn't, but a lot of people got out of it.
Yeah. So how did you get sober?
Again, trial and error over and over and over. You go to detox so many times. Eventually, my big thing was I never wanted to go on methadone. Mm-hmm. Eventually, when Suboxone was first introduced, I got one of the first doctors in Massachusetts that had it. I used to have to fucking drive like 2 hours to go get it, however often. And in the beginning, you have to go like every day. So I used to drive. My mother would drive me every fucking day. So we would go there, and then eventually, you get a prescription after you've shown that you're clean after however long. So the Suboxone worked in the beginning. Suboxone gets you off of it. But then again, I relapsed, go back to it. And then I finally one day just said, fuck it, I want to go in the methadone clinic. And I never went back really after that.
Really?
Yeah.
And Suboxone itself is addictive too.
Yeah, but I never did it to get high. Like, you feel me? Like, I don't know how familiar you are with methadone, but you'll go to the clinic and you'll see people nodding off there because they're on so
people are there
much
to get
methadone.
high.
They're in absurd doses. I never, ever, ever went above 40 milligrams. Like, my point was to get off of this shit, So
and just comparatively, how much are those people who are nodding out taking?
120, 200.
Okay.
The doses are absurd. Everybody's taking double that. Like, because they try to raise you. You know the system.
Yeah.
The system. They try to increase your dose all the time.
They want you taking more.
Yeah.
They always want you taking more.
Right, and I told them, no. But the only downfall of methadone is you gain so much fucking weight on it. Your metabolism slows down. I was like 270.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, your metabolism slows way down. But you get clean, so...
As long as you're clean. I mean, you can lose 100%. The weight later,
Yeah, right.
Fuck it.
As long as you're clean, which is good. And then you get eventually, slowly but surely, get normalcy back in your life.
So the methadone really worked for you?
100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
You might be the first person I've talked to who
I'm
said
a methadone advocate. Look at that.
Legit. You are the first guy I've ever spoken to who's like, yo, methadone worked. I have a homie who did Suboxone and methadone. He's like, dude, I was just
But he wanted to.
Yeah,
he
you
was
have
choosing
to want it.
He was choosing to. He didn't want to get clean.
So when you finally ended up getting clean mentally at that point, even before you had gotten to the methadone clinic, you wanted it.
Yeah.
You had known.
Yeah, but I'm going to detox every other fucking... I'm not even lying. I would go to detox for fucking 2-3 times a week in the sense that I would go one day, come out, get high, go out, go back. Like, I really wanted to get clean. I just couldn't do it. Like, but I really genuinely wanted to.
It feels impossible when you're still getting high.
I just could not beat it. But I genuinely, at that point in time, like, I really wanted to. Everybody at some point, I want to get clean, but you really don't. Like, you're just telling people what they want to hear.
You say it every day.
Yeah.
You're not going to do
it.
But,
like, by this point, I genuinely wanted to get clean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, And getting clean, like, you just quit cold turkey by the sounds of it.
No, we get the methadone.
Yeah, but I mean, did you literally the day you quit just go to the clinic and get on the Suboxone before the methadone, or like did you have a period of
like the first month, 2 months, I'm doing both.
Okay,
Like but at some
so you're kind of weaning yourself towards.
I feel like it's a month because at some point that shit builds up and you just don't get high no more. Like it's a legit blocker for opiates.
Yep.
So
and you did that just to avoid getting dope sick mainly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
To do it to satisfy the need because it how it fills the receptors and shit and all that medical
100%,
Yep. So at that point it's just to know that like I won't get high today because the need is not there. Like if you might want to, obviously in the beginning you really want to, but you don't need it, and that's what I literally needed to at least take that away.
Yeah,
I could fight the want, but the need is totally different.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when you get sober, when you've truly been addicted to something for a long time, you think about it every day.
No,
Like
more than every day. Bro.
Almost as long as you're sober. Not almost, just as long as you're sober.
What, when you're sober?
I mean, I don't know about you. I still think about coke almost every day.
No,
it's been years for me. I still think about it.
No, I don't think about it at all.
Really?
It's just to me, it's just another lifetime ago.
That's good to know.
Like
Maybe
I was
I'll
the
stop
biggest
eventually.
piece of shit walking back then. Like I was a real piece of shit. But no, to me, it's just another lifetime ago. I mean, it was fucking 18 years ago. Like just a totally different person now. It's literally a whole lifetime ago. Like some of my clients are 18. Like you feel me?
Yeah.
Like so, yeah. It was just a whole lifetime ago to me.
So, how did you eventually get yourself off of the methadone?
Again, I wanted to get clean, so however long I'm on methadone, I don't know. It was a good time, like you feel me?
Yeah.
It was a good amount of time. A couple years, definitely a couple years, 3, 4, however long. Again, I wanted to always get off the whole time, so I just told him. I started telling him like I want to, like my goal is to get off in, like there's no time, but I'm going to start my decrease in doses. So in the beginning, it's easy. So like I went from 40 to 35
Nice.
for a week, and then the next week to 30. In the end, the percentages get bigger. You know what I mean? Like cutting them in half and stuff. So I think when I got so I did that progressively, maybe over 6 months' time, very very slow. Like I was not trying to get sick at any point. And then when I got down to 5 milligrams, I just never went back.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you really just slowly weaned yourself off over time.
Yeah,
and
over time.
By the end of it, you were just ready to go.
Yeah. They would be like, oh, you're taking too much off. I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't need it. Like, I was living a super healthy lifestyle by this point. Like, you feel me? Like, I'm in the gym. I was big, like I told you. I'm in the gym. I'm playing basketball every day again. That's how I met my partner over there. Yeah, like, I'm already trying to lose the weight. I'm active. So it's like I just was ready to, like, I knew I wasn't getting high no more at that point. I already knew it. Like, I had been clean for years. So I knew I wasn't getting high anymore. So it was like, it was just time to get off of it.
Was smoking weed a big part of your sobriety too?
Fuck yeah, it helped me get off of the methadone, helped me get off dope too many times. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an underrated like tool of getting sober. People don't talk about just smoking an ungodly amount of weed enough. You know?
Yeah, no, for sure. It gets you, A, you sleep on it. B, you get your appetite comes from it.
Yep.
You feel me? It takes the edge off.
Yep.
But it definitely helps, without a doubt.
I feel like, at least for me, in my opinion, getting sober is literally just about blowing time. Like, you just have to waste time.
In the
not
beginning,
getting
for
high,
sure. In
you
the
know?
beginning, definitely.
100%.
In the beginning, you have to, because, in the beginning, you're still thinking about it all the time. It's like that normal, it was normal in your life to want that and have it around you at all times. So now you're trying to get back to the old normal that didn't have that.
Yep.
So it takes a while. It's like breaking up with a girl. You know who you were with for a long time. There's going to be a period of time after that you're still so used to.
It's a big adjustment period.
Yeah,
you're
so used to doing everything together for a long time. You know, and it's like, how do I find my normal way without that thing or person in my life again? Definitely an adjustment period.
So did you ever, I mean, when you finally got off that methadone, did you ever have any moments where you almost relapsed?
Not that I think of, no. Not that I think of, no.
Really?
No,
You were
I was
locked
good.
in.
I was really good, bro. I really was. It just, at a certain point, I was never going to get high again. Like, I just knew it. I just knew it because, again, I don't know, like, the person I was before that and the person I was during that and the person I am now are just, I was never that person, and I knew it. Like, I just got into it, when they always say, oh, he's a good kid. Like, I really was a good kid. And I just went down the wrong choice, led to a life that, was never a choice. But I knew once I got off it, I would go back for sure.
So then once you, what's it called? Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Lost my train of thought. When you had, fuck. I lost my train of thought, dude. Fuck. That's like the first time I think I've done that on this show, dude. Normally I'm kind of locked in. Modelo and a half will do it, dude. When you had first gotten clean and kind of off the methadone, you're staying strong and you're staying sober, but obviously there's probably still a lot of like parts of your life that are fucked up that you got to now fix.
Yeah, I mean, you start with your family's fucking trust. Start with that, bro. Like,
how do you repair that? Like, what do you do?
Time heals all wounds. It's just time. Like, you understand, I stole everything from my parents, probably 3 times. Like, I probably stole everything.
They couldn't have shit in the house.
Yeah, I probably stole everything at least 3 times. You'd get it, you'd pawn it, they'd buy it back, I'd steal it again. They'd get it back, I'd steal it again. Like, I tortured them. And
when you're stealing shit from them, how are they reacting? Are they confronting you, or what's that?
Yeah, of course. But they love their kid too. Like, you know what I mean?
Stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, it's not easy. Like I said, it was a bad time. Like I said, I really put them through a lot back then. But it's just time. Time heals everything. So they're your parents at the end of the day. They love you no matter what. So, time heals all wounds. So when you're doing the right thing and they see you doing the right thing, they're witnessing it too. So just like anybody else, if you're around somebody who's making major changes, you see it firsthand too.
I mean, it sounds like your parents were super supportive through all of it.
Yeah, 100% they are.
Like it sounds like you're pretty fortunate to have that, for sure.
Am.
A lot of addicts don't.
No, they don't.
And that makes it infinitely harder too.
No, it does.
It
does. No, I'm blessed. I have the best parents in the world.
Yeah.
Like, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, the divorce rates in this country are fucked too.
Yeah.
Like, your parents are still together? That's pretty
45,
nuts.
46 years.
Divorce rates are fucked out here, dude.
No, their 45th or 46 is coming up in May.
Damn.
Yeah.
What are they going to do for their 50th? They're probably going to go crazy.
Yeah, no shit. It's crazy. But you're right, though. The divorce rates are fucking up there. It's crazy.
So how'd you get involved in the weed industry?
Like I said, I've been selling weed since I was 18.
But, like, after you had gotten sober, is that when you kind of started taking it seriously? Or, like, were you even before that kind of?
So, I get I'm always selling weed. Like, I'm always selling weed back then. And I always had the fucking best weed, too.
But there's obviously a difference between, like, when you're selling weed and this brand you've got going.
No, right. So, like, I don't know if you know, like, I was on dialysis for 6 years. Like,
oh, shit.
Yeah, my kidneys failed. I had a kidney transplant and everything.
Oh, wow.
So I was on dialysis from 2013 to 2019, 3 days a week, 4 hours a day, dying. Like, you feel me?
What do they do to you during like, what is that? Explain
dialysis is where they clean your blood. Like, your kidneys don't work at all. There's no cleaning of your body's not cleaning your blood. You don't pee. Like, I couldn't fill a shot glass up in 2 days.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, so all your fluids stay in. So you have to go to dialysis 3 days a week for 4 hours at a time. They put big-ass needles in your arm.
Oh, I hate fucking needles.
Bro, this is my official, So you put one needle here, one needle here. So first they do a surgery that connects a vein to an artery. So before, this is not working no more. It's just a blood clot. If God forbid I ever need it again, they'll remove the blood clot. It's working,
Okay.
So before, if you put your hand on it, you would feel a river, like gushing blood.
Really?
Because they do a surgery to combine it.
Wow.
Put a vein in the artery. So it's like a super fucking vein. And they put big-ass needle here, big-ass needle here. One takes the blood out, one cleans it.
You show that to that camera right there?
Yeah. So one cleans the blood, one cleans the blood out, takes it in, puts it out, and cleans it.
Wow.
And you do it for 4 hours a day. So what happens is, like I said, you don't pee, so there's no fluid coming out of you. You cannot drink. Like, theoretically, you're supposed to drink this in 2 days. Mm-hmm. So imagine, you're not living at that point, you're existing. So all the fluids are stuck in you. So you go to dialysis, you get there, I get there 5:30, they get you on the machine, start the machine 6 a.m. And then you're on till, by the end I was on till like 9:45. So 3:45 to 4 hours, depending on how much fluid you have.
Oh my God.
And they weigh it in kilos. So you would go Monday, they would drain you, you come back Wednesday, you would gain 4 kilos. 4 kilos is 8.8 pounds of fluid. They have to take that off of you in 4 hours.
That's a fuckload.
3 days a week. So you're not existing. You're yellow,
Yeah.
you're green looking. You would go there till 10 a.m., get off the machine, get out of there 10:15. I would go home, sleep till 5 p.m., and then I would start weed after that. But, when you're, like I said, I was on a chair for fucking 6 years, 3 days a week, 4 hours at a time. You have a lot of thinking to do. And I was selling weed during all that time.
Yeah.
So, at the time you see in New York, there was a player doing branding and stuff. And, in Boston, I'm buying all the runs, all the cookies and shit. So I see the branding really taking place, and I'm just paying attention to it. And again, thinking all that time gave me motivation. Like if I ever get off this shit, when you're on something for 6 years, they always tell you you're going to get a kidney. Mm-hmm. But at a certain point, it's just words. Like a year passes, 2 passes, 3, 4, 5. Mm-hmm. It's just it's coming. But you don't
start losing hope as the years
go
by.
No, it's not that you lose hope. Maybe you lose hope. I mean, you definitely lose hope at points, of course. Like you're dying literally. And without this machine 3 days a week, you'd be dead real quick. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you lose hope for sure, but it also comes to a point where that, just like anything else, that becomes the new normal. My normal life is going to dialysis 3 days a week, and this is what's normal to me. It's like, eventually, allegedly, a kidney's supposed to come, but at some point, you just stop thinking about it. It's been 3-4 years. Like,
where's it at?
Yeah, if it comes, it comes. It's not like you think about it every day in the beginning. You're all gung-ho, but, 6 years later, and again, it happens just randomly, bro. I'm home on a Saturday night or whatever the fuck night it was. I get a phone call, can you be at the hospital?
Really?
And it happens just like that.
So the kidney actually came?
Yeah, the kidney came.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I got a kidney transplant in April 7th. Wow, that just passed us. I didn't think of that. April 7th, 2019. Wow, I did not think of that. That's crazy. So
Congrats on the anniversary.
Yeah, coming up on 6 years.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Right. So I got the kidney April 7th, 2019, and then like 30 days later I started Eazy. Yeah.
When you got that call, how'd you feel?
I mean, you don't believe it at first. Like, it's crazy. It's a pretty crazy feeling. Like,
it's gotta be, dude.
Like, you can't really describe it. Funny thing is, I was waiting. I'm a smoker, bro. This is a true story I ever told. Like, I'm waiting for my plug at the time to bring me a 7 of the 3 newest Cannabis jar drops. Blueberry Cruffin.
Cannabis used to be so fire,
bro, the
dude.
Blueberry Cruffin, the Crown Jewels.
The Cruffin was so good.
So good.
Dude.
The Cruffin, the Crown Jewels, and probably the Runts. They call me. He's on the way. And it was like, oh, you got to be here in an hour. But like, I live 35 minutes away. And I told him, and my mom really was working, but like if I called her, she would have left immediately. I was like, oh, my mom's working. I won't have a car till like another 2 hours, because that's when he told me he'd be there. He'd be there like an hour and a half, and I wanted to smoke it. So I waited for him to come first, and then I called him back. Said, okay, I get the car now. I can come in. But,
wow.
Yeah.
You had to get that Cannabis.
I really
first.
did. I had to smoke it, bro. I was waiting all fucking day for those fucking jars, bro. Dead ass. I was waiting all fucking day for those jars.
That's crazy.
It's a true
you waited
story,
6
though.
years for the kidney, but that 12 hours for the Cannabis
That fucking
was worse.
Cannabis was getting smoked before. I promise you that, bro. I promise you that.
I get it, dude. The Cruffin was fire.
Yeah.
The Blueberry Cruffin was insane.
Yeah.
That shit was really good. I feel like that's not even like a thing anymore, is it?
No.
Blueberry Cruffin.
No.
I haven't seen Cannabis on a shelf in a while.
No. No, me neither. And then the kidney transplant was crazy, bro. It was crazy. You go in and it happens quick. Because they've already done all the testing and shit. They know all that stuff. They have the
They're
donor.
ready for you at that point.
Like, they're ready for you. I don't know this. I don't know all the details. I'm sure by now I could find out the details. But, you do sign something in the beginning for, like, you have to wait a year or something. But I know my kidney donor was a girl who allegedly passed away in a jail cell.
Oh, shit.
From, I think, maybe overdose or something. But her kidney was in, like, really, really good shape.
They tell you who your donor is?
I could find out now. Like I said, you sign something, I think you have to wait like a year maybe.
Okay.
Something like that. There's a little bit of a wait, whatever it is. But it obviously passed by now. But that's what happened to her. Thank her. God bless her.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
Wow,
absolutely.
she's the GOAT, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But so that's how that happened. But yeah, the whole transplant thing, it's crazy, bro, because it happens quick. Like one day you're on dialysis, then you're never on it again. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, after you get the transplant, what's the recovery process for that?
Oh, bro, listen, I'm a tourist. I'm a stubborn, hard-headed dude, bro.
Okay.
I can't stress to you enough how hard-headed I am. I hate hospitals. Like, I was always the person, like, even when I was in addiction, I'm signing the NDA 100 out of 100 times. Not the NDA, the one where you can leave early.
Yes.
You know what
You
I'm
sign
talking-
yourself out.
Yeah.
I don't know what the
I
form's
forget
called,
the term, but I am signing it 100 out of 100 times.
Yep.
No doubt about it. The MDA, against medical advice, AMA.
Yes.
I'm signing it every fucking time, okay?
Yep.
And it just is what it is, bro. And I hate the hospitals, and I would do it all the time leading up to the kidney thing, and then, bro, when I did it when I got my kidney transplant,
Really?
too, like way too early. And no, they can't stop you. Like if you sign it, it's you. Like I think
It's
I
your
did.
American right to leave
Bro,
that hospital.
I think I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing they don't take away from you. I think they. I think they. In 5, like I think I did it in 5 days or 4 days, bro. To the point, like, and I knew right when I was getting up, I was weak and I couldn't really walk. Like I knew it, but I was stubborn. True story, but I don't think I ever told this on a podcast before. And I went downstairs in the sidewalk, bro, and like. I just had to lay down on the sidewalk with all myself. I couldn't get up. I couldn't move. And I had to, like, call my mom to come get me. Like, there was nobody there because, like, where the Uber was picking me up was a weird part of Boston Medical Center because if you know the area, it's just in the middle of downtown. And it's like I came out a random entrance and, like, there was nobody there. And, like, bro, I was just laying on the sidewalk. Like, what the fuck did I do? I went up and signed myself back in.
Oh, my God.
I had to call an ambulance to come find me. That's what it was.
Really?
Yeah.
And you probably had to pay for that ambulance, too.
Yeah, and it was like, it took, like... probably 5 minutes, but that 5 minutes felt like an hour because I'm just laying in the middle of downtown Boston.
You're sitting there completely out of energy, just
done.
cooked.
I couldn't move. Like I was done. Yeah.
And how long are you supposed to stay in the hospital to recover from that?
I mean, say maybe a week or two. 10 days. So that was like 3-4 days, but it was quick. It was so
Yes,
stupid.
you weren't even close.
It was so stupid. And then they could never get my blood pressure right after. So, like, I was always weak. Like, I couldn't stand up for, like, 30. It took, like, what should have been a 2-week recovery ended up being, like, 30 days because they couldn't figure out my blood pressure situation.
That's got to be scary.
Well, yeah, because they were prescribing me blood pressure medication when my blood pressure was already so low. And I knew it. And I was like, bro, what, you guys got to stop doing that. And then they finally fucking listened to me and I started to adjust. But it took a while to get my blood pressure like back up to normal, like a good 30 days.
Wow, I can't even imagine just the mental state that I'd be in going through that. You know,
that's why
6 years of sitting there and probably having a really hard time maintaining hope.
Yeah, that's why I laugh at all these people on Twitter and all these social platforms that actually think what they say means to me. Like, they would have gave up a long time. They would have gave up off the heroin. They definitely 1,000,000% would have gave up off the dialysis.
Yeah.
Like, that's why sometimes it sounds cliche or corny, but I know what I'm destined for. I wasn't put through those things for nothing.
Yep.
So I know ain't nothing stopping this train anytime soon.
Experiences like that definitely teach you.
Yeah.
You know, you learn a lot from going.
It's also
through
why I
something
don't
like
give
that.
a fuck.
Yeah.
Let's make that crystal clear. It's also why I don't give a fuck. Like,
nothing will amount to that.
yeah, like I think John Gotti said it best. Like, you only lie when you're afraid. Like, I'm not. What am I afraid of? Like, I'm not afraid. Like, I already been through some pretty bad shit. Like, you feel me? I'm not afraid. That's why I speak my mind. It's just how it is.
I mean, I fuck with it.
Yeah.
I fuck with it. I think it's real.
Yeah.
You know, I like that.
I try to be.
So before you had gotten the call, I'm just curious, because obviously 6 years of having those kidney issues, stuff had probably progressed a lot through those 6 years. How bad was it, like, towards the
No, I
tail
mean,
end?
yes, okay.
I'm
yes.
not, like, medically familiar
No,
with...
you're right in this. Look, bro, you are living off of a machine for 6 years. Your body, that is brutal wear and tear. Like,
100%.
You're taking off 8.8 pounds of fluid 3 days a week.
Completely brutal, yeah.
Brutal. I still have the scars 6 years later. Like, you feel me? Like, you know, your heart takes toll, all of that stuff. Like, there was times like I went in for a heart, what do you call those things when they do it? Like a CKG or whatever the fuck.
That sounds right.
Where they do the visual and shit. Like, there were times like they thought I was going to have to get a heart transplant and shit too, because that shit just wears down on you.
Fuck that.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
That's
Crazy.
terrifying.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, but yeah, bro, brutal wear and tear on your body. Like, whoever my worst enemy is, I couldn't even think of them, but I wouldn't wish that on them. Like, real talk.
So after you get this new, transplant, you're living a new life, basically.
Bro,
Completely new life.
Immediately.
just
Well,
off
30
rip.
days later, because once they fix that shit,
Of course,
30
after your recovery, you've literally
rocking and
you got your life back, basically.
I'm not lying to you. Like I made Be Easy within 35 days of getting out of there.
So that's when the brand really, you'd say, got
by
rolling.
early May of, so that's coming up on 6 years. Early May of 19.
Where'd the name Be Easy come from?
It's a saying in Boston. So like when everybody, it's a departing saying. Like when you, instead of saying see you later, goodbye, but you'll be easy, be easy, be easy. So eventually, I just made it Be Easy Buds, and then as we got bigger and more legal, I dropped the buds.
Just brand Be Easy.
Be Easy, yeah.
I think that's cleaner.
I do too.
That.
I like it way better.
It gives you more flexibility because then you could do stuff like rosin too.
You could wear this and you don't even know what it is. It's
that's
not, it don't you
subtle.
See, but if it says buds, you know it's a cannabis.
Then it's
brand.
over with.
Yeah, way more versatility. It's just Be Easy.
I think that's a mistake a lot of brands make nowadays. They like overly market the weed part.
Yeah,
and
instead
the weed's not as cool anymore because it's legal now.
Yeah,
everyone smokes it. Like my grandma's taking edibles. You know?
And it's also the difference. But it's also the difference between a real brand and just someone doing it to pay the bills.
100%.
We're definitely a real brand, and we brand everything appropriately and try to market it appropriately.
So what are some of the things that you did to get the ball rolling when you started your brand?
What did I do to get the ball rolling? You know what? I think that I listened to people.
Okay.
And I had my finger, whatever you want to say, is always on the pulse. But I listened. I always listened to the consumers and vendors. So being from Boston, the Northeast, mainly New York, is the biggest target. I mean, the biggest market demographic, right?
When you started your brand, were you still in Boston?
Yeah, we were big in Boston. We were huge in Boston. That was the base of it. I came out to here. We didn't know anybody except for Doja. And we were working with them. Like we were working with them in Boston.
Shout out Doja.
And it came over here working with them. But like, back then, I mean, Be Easy was big in Boston. We were working on it. And then we come out here. But I always related my biggest advantage forever, and it's not as big anymore, but it helped what separate the difference right now between us and other brands, and no disrespect, is that we came over here and already knowing the end customer and everything about them, because I was one. I told you, I just waited fucking 2 hours for Canatique instead of getting my kidney. Like, I was that person.
You know what you're
Boston,
looking for.
New York, we don't like each other sports-wise, but we are the same people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're loud, same exact Northeast raising. And no disrespect to any brands out here prior, they weren't connecting with them or couldn't. They were connecting with them on just a broad level. They were the brands available. Whereas when I came in with the personality, talking the way I talk and being brash, and I'll call anybody out, I related to them on a whole nother level. From ideas to coloring to the way I carried myself. And it brought us really quick. We're not a COVID product. Like, you feel me? Like, we came after COVID. No, I guess that's not true. We came in, I moved out here a few months after COVID. Be Easy really got popping in August of that year, so July. So maybe it is toward the end of COVID,
Okay.
But we were out here, bro. But we weren't a California brand then. Like, we were just here sending everything back to Boston. But just hard work, quality, and listening to the consumer. I remember the first person that came out here to buy a Be Easy product was Baltimore. And it was the Terps and Caicos strain that we still drop. Bright, colorful bag that everybody fucking loved. And the pack was 1010. He met us. He met me. He bought it, vacuum sealed, never even saw the flower. He just knew it was good. And he went home. He added me. It was the first time I ever seen my Instagram just go with a bunch of follows.
Yeah.
I felt like half of fucking the DMV area was following me. It was crazy.
Just that first big break, bro.
Yeah.
You're cooking.
It was crazy. And then he didn't come back. And I'm like, bro, what happened? Because he told me, bro, everybody loves it. It's so fire. They loved it. So I'm like, bro, what happened? I got more of it ready. And this was like a couple weeks later. He's like, you have anything? He's like, bro, that was super fire, but you have anything else? Like, anything new? They don't want the same shit. And I'm new. I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, bro, that's really good, but they just want new bags every time. And I said, oh, they want new bags? And all right, cool. I'm going to listen to you. And then that's when it started. I just started bag. And just giving everybody what they want.
So even early on, you kind of had the packaging standing out.
Yeah, 100%. I'm a believer in, I'm a real big believer in, don't fight the wave, ride it. And everybody knows I don't really smoke candy. I smoke zebras. I smoke all this other stuff. but I sell candy without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And why? Because that's what the mass market wants. And this is just a business at the end of the day.
Is candy what you started off selling too?
Nope. I was anti-candy. I used to talk so much shit about candy on my Snapchat in Boston.
I don't like smoking candy either.
I'm not a fan of it. It gets me too high. But but if this is what the people want and this is going to make the brand the most successful, this is what we're going to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not here to fight people. I'm here to give them what they want. But I'm also going to give you the best version of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's what I'm here to do.
So one of the things that I think is interesting that a lot of people don't know about the industry in general is your brand. You source. You don't actually grow.
Right. Me personally, correct.
Yeah. So you guys go and you find like whatever the best stuff that you want is.
So right now we work exclusively with our grower Elusive.
Okay.
But I don't grow. But this is new. This is a new thing, you know, in the last
it's not how it
in
always
the last in the last say 2025. Like, you understand what I'm saying? We still source a lot of packs for other drops, you know, but like the zebras and a lot of other stuff come from him and only him. Like we have seeds popping, genetics, and all stuff in-house with him. So we at this point, I would say 95% exclusive with him.
Pretty close to single source.
Yeah. But prior, and still now randomly, you know, we would source packs. Prior, everything was sourced, without a doubt. Yeah, we white label everything up until, like I said, say 2025, starting to deal with Elusive more.
I think a lot of people don't understand how common that is.
Yeah, and I never understood the offense to it, in the sense that, like, somebody grew the weed, bro. Like, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's like, everybody is so dumb. I don't know. I think that's just the easiest way to say it. Like, everybody's just dumb. And they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And it's like, bro, somebody grew the weed. Did you ever think that grower only wants to grow? He doesn't want to brand. He does not want to distribute. He only wants to grow. And maybe that's why their weed is so good, because they're not trying to do 5 things at once. And, like, you know, I'm a believer in specialists. You find the best grower.
Yeah.
I found Elusive. We are, in my opinion, the best at branding and marketing. So we already have that. So we come together. And same thing with getting the best genetics and seeds from people. And eventually 2 + 2 = 4.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of growers that aren't good at selling the weed. You know, they're not good at marketing.
They're not even that good at growing the weed, most of them.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of mid out there.
Yeah. So it's like, I just, you know, if there are growers that can do it all, and God bless them, you know, but just like everybody else, they're far and few in between. That's why they're the elite of the elite. But what is that? Like fucking 0.1% of the population? What do we do with the rest of the 99.1% of flower? Like, do you want these facilities to close?
Someone's got to smoke it.
Yeah, do you want these facilities to close? These facilities were built for people to source their packs for, like, you know, and to put them on the rec market or whatever with it.
Yep.
That's literally why they exist.
So early on, what were some of the like big drops that you did that you would say like really put you on the map?
Terps and Caicos was our first drop.
That was, you mentioned that one.
That was the first drop like that we did literally in California. And everything was, I wouldn't, even with hindsight being 2020, I would not change one single thing about that drop.
That was just perfect.
It was the best flower at the time that you could get. The packaging, the bag, that was when it was just a sticker Mylar bag. It was the best packaging by far at the time. And it, to me, like I said, even however many, I would not change a single thing about that drop.
That's the perfect drop.
Yeah, and then duck sauce was a big drop.
Nice.
That one, and then obviously the cap and runch with the boxes. The boxes changed every single thing.
I saw that on Twitter.
But
a lot.
We had multiple, but you know, I would like to think like the biggest waves in the last 4 or 5 years, but we've been part of at least most of them, or we played a major role in them.
Yeah, I mean, I think like a lot of the stuff that I've seen, you know, you guys post when I kind of looked into your brand when I was getting ready for this episode and stuff, I've definitely seen knocked off by other brands pretty regularly.
You definitely have. No, you definitely have. So many people have copied us, and you know, imitation is what is that bullshit thing?
Imitation's flattery.
Trash
It's a serious form of flattery or something
bullshit.
like that. Yeah,
it's what it really is.
So you don't take it that way.
Look, I don't care anymore. Okay, now I don't care anymore because of what you just said. You just said as I was just starting to look into your brand, and that's one of the first things you noticed. So like, there was a time when maybe I had more of an ego and I wasn't confident enough that it really bothered me. But now it's just like what you said. Everybody sees it and knows it. Like, how many DMs I get, bro? Somebody will send me, oh, they're copying you. I just like it. I don't. It happens, bro, so much. My brand, myself, is used for clout all the time. More, if not more than any brand, as much as any brand there is, whether it's Twitter, beef, Instagram, beef, people saying we buy packs off these brokers when I don't even know who they are.
Yep.
People like to use the brand, and I get it, but so, stuff comes with that too.
It's kind of impossible to like protect your IP in this industry too.
No, right, it is. I mean, right, it is because everything is trademarked on our end, but
Yeah.
But again, it's like,
But also, you guys are doing products that are not all of them, but often that are parodies of like existing stuff.
No, 100%,
that
exactly.
you can't protect.
No,
too,
right, exactly. That you can't protect. We are trying to move away with that with more original stuff, but right, that stuff you can't. But that's the whole game is that right now. I personally would like to see change. Like I'm cool with all the boxes and bags. I would like to see more original characters, more original creativity, get away from all the IP copying and bullshit, which I'm obviously one of the biggest influences of. I get
For sure.
it. But I think it's time to progress forward. Everything's got to progress.
So you're trying to set the new tone now.
I'm trying to do some cool shit.
And you think that's where the market's headed in general?
I don't know. I think that's where we're heading, though, for sure.
Okay.
I think people, put it this way, when we do it, they usually follow suit. So I think whatever we start doing soon, people will really follow suit quick. That's usually how it goes.
And you guys, I mean, to this day, are still doing a ton of candy. Like that's
Yeah, we have a big drop that's candy, and then we have all this other stuff that's non-candy too.
Yep.
We're definitely providing much wider range of strains now than, like, again, as up to the end of 2024. 25 has been a lot different.
What do you think's going to be like the next candy? Like what's the next era coming up?
So I don't know the answer to that. Like, candy right now is still mainstream, so it's not going anywhere in the sense that all these facilities, it's all they grow. So that's their money making. Until that stops being their money maker, you know how that's just business, right?
Everyone likes to talk shit about lemon cherry gelato, but it sells more than any other fucking
Right,
strain
it
on
makes
earth,
everybody
dude.
money.
Yeah.
It's just the easiest sell. Everything else you have to wait to sell. That's the only thing that's selling right away. So until that happens, nothing else. But there are moments in between where individual strains, can get fire, like zebras, like I'll give them plugs, like Toad Venom, like Blue Zushi, that are almost bigger than the brand itself. Like, there are a lot of people that know zebras, maybe don't know bees. There's a lot of people that know Blue Zushi, but maybe don't know his Tenkos,
Everyone knows Blue Zushi.
Right.
I don't think probably 8 out of 10 smokers don't know who Tenko is.
Right,
They
you
know Blue
understand?
Zushi.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like there are moments in between, like a wave that a certain individual strain that can just catch fire and outshine all of that too.
Yep.
Which we're trying to do with zebras.
So what's cracking with the zebras? I mean, I smoked some of that before the show. What do we got?
I mean, I just think it's the best. I don't make no secrets about it. Zebras is a straight Skittles cut. It's fire. I think it's the best one out there. It's all I smoke. I mean, I only smoke Skittles anyway. Like, there was times where you could ask me what's in my blunt for a long time, and the answer was Blue Zushi, nothing else. Like, I pretty much only smoke Skittles 95% of the time. And today, at this current day and time, it's better than everything else out there, in my opinion. But again,
Why is that, you say? Like, what's so special about the Skittles?
The terps, just a fucking taste on it, bro. The taste is so good, and it gets better and better and better and better every time. Like, this batch in the jar is 3 weeks after dry, and like, bro, it's fucking better than it was last week, and next week it'll be better than it was today.
Yeah.
And like, the last 25% of the fucking blunt is so good. I don't know. It's just, again, like I always say this: whatever I'm looking for from weed taste, that gives me. Skittles gives me, and it's always done it. From the first time I smoked it, it's always satisfied me. So I don't know. I just love it.
It's kind of interesting because I feel like in this type of setting, like everyone loves Skittles. Like probably everyone in this room right now loves smoking Z and any form of Z. But I don't think your average smoker knows shit about it.
No, so the average smoker, unfortunately, it's very hard to. I don't even know how to say it correctly. So the thing about Skittles is, right, the majority of it sucks, and that's the sad
For
way of
sure.
it. So the average consumer, unfortunately, has most likely only experienced bad Skittles. Like, you can get whatever, but we'll just say, you can get $1,000 lemon cherry that will have flavor and at least smoke white. Like, it's not going to be good. It's not brandable. It's probably PG'd out, but it will smoke. Like, like
You'll get that resin ring.
You can't do that with Skittles. Like, bro, there is a certain point of Skittles where, like, the price matters. And, like, the more you buy it for, just the better it is, at least from all the time I've ever been around them. And so I think most brands, it's a business. So you go into the rec store, there has to be a bottom line profit, right? And maybe putting the best version of it into it isn't the best, their goal. Whereas this is small batch, as you know, like a small batch community is 1% or less, and that small portion is willing to pay the high price for the best stuff. But the average consumer is not getting good Z, sadly.
Yeah, I mean, I think Z is a tough one because it's usually ugly as fuck.
Ugly, right.
So it has to be super on point and smoke great because the average consumer is going to look at it versus a bag of lemon cherry and be like,
they're not even
why
picking
would
it
I
up.
pick that shit?
They're not even going to pick
Looks
it up.
like mid,
100%.
But I feel like some of the best smoking shit nowadays doesn't look good.
I'm team green. Like, I like green weed.
Me too.
I smoke purple weed, of course. But if you, like you said, like, I'm the opposite of that. If you put them down, I'm gonna go to the green one because maybe it's because I'm older and, like, back in the day, everything fire was fucking green. So maybe that's just how I grew up. I don't know. I never thought of it. But I've always been attracted to green weed. I think a lot of purple weed right now is fake purple. It's like stressed out.
100%.
They turn it cold and they stress it. There's obviously weed that's supposed to be purple. When you get that, that's great. But a lot of the stuff is just very stressed out. That's why you see the white pods in it. And, so for that, I've always been kind of turned off by it in recent years.
And, like, the average smoker doesn't understand that at all. They just see purple shit, and they're like, this is fire.
Right. It's just like the packaging. It's the same theory as the packaging. It's why we created the boxes. The boxes created to be at a pop-up table with 6 options. What are you going to grab first?
Yep.
And it's the same thing with that. You're going to grab the purple weed. You put 100 people in line. Maybe 5 people buy the green, but that's why it's in that percentage. And the other 95 and 98% are going with the, following the trend.
Yeah, they're smoking what everyone else is smoking.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
And that's why the higher price point.
Kind of on the flip side of when I'd asked about your best drops, do you have any drops you did that you'd say you fucked up or were a fumble?
Yeah, of course. I mean, not per se like quality of flower wise, like maybe the drop.
Even if so, it's all right. I mean, everyone fucks up,
No, like, I mean, look, there's obviously stuff to the better, but, like, I know that, like, put it this way, like, one thing I always say is you could say whatever you want about my weed as long as you paid for it. Like, I get DM'd all the time, your shit sucks. But, like, did you smoke it? No. But, like, if I say, did you smoke it? Like, yeah, bro, this batch sucked. No problem, brother. Like, I appreciate the feedback. Like, you're a consumer. Like, you know.
That's valid.
The people talking shit who never smoke it is what annoys me. But, like, I know at the end of the day, like, every pack is QC'd, and it passed our QC. So, I can't say that I ever regret putting a flower in it because it passed my QC personally.
Yep.
Whether the people don't like it or not, again, it's all opinion based. But like there has been drops packaging wise that has been a disaster. Like they're just way too fucking big. There's just way too many moving fucking pieces. I didn't even bring one, but this Operation game that we just dropped.
I saw you post that.
Like it's an amazing drop, but like logistically, it's a fucking nightmare.
I can't imagine. I mean,
it's a nightmare.
I didn't even think about it till now. I bet the tariffs are probably fucking you up, huh?
Yeah, the fuck? The operation drop. Operation drop. We still have one stuck at the ports. We had to reprint it and order it express, like air, because the boats, we never got it. That's why they dropped up. But we literally have a whole drop worth of it at the ports. 100%.
They're probably sitting there playing Operation with
Yeah,
your shit
no
right
fucking
now,
shit.
dude.
They're playing over there. But no, that you're right on the money though with that. Like that shit's real. 100%. I think every person in this industry would agree.
Oh, it's
with
hitting everybody, dude.
Yeah.
It's hitting me. It's hitting all my friends that I have. Yeah, it's hitting
100% real.
It's bad.
Yeah,
dude.
it is.
It's fucked up.
It slowed everything down. Like even if there's some stuff you just can't put into production anymore because the tariffs are so high. But even
100%.
if you do put it into production, it just slows down the delivery and the production time drastically. Mm-hmm. It's tough right now.
So, kind of moving forward with your brand and in the future, how do you think you're going to continue to like innovate with all the tariffs and all the issues and kind of changing market? Like, what's your ball plan?
So without revealing too much.
Okay.
I
keep it low key.
Right. I am, like you said at the very beginning, I am a character in this industry. Right. People have an opinion, feelings about me, good, bad, indifferent. I get memed all the time. I think it's the fucking funniest thing in the world, by the way. I laugh at myself all the time. So that being said, expect a lot of like that type of stuff from me where maybe, I had a full body scan done recently. So, maybe some action figure stuff, some real collectibles. Like, you'll see a lot of like making fun of me as a figure, but maybe you'll see a real action figure collectible type of stuff because, I am a character who draws attention. And if you want to make fun of the vein in my head, so I have this is a true story, but people have seen this, that's why I'll say it. I have a silicone of my head coming out, and you're going to be able to twist the top open, and the inside of it's a jar, and it's going to be my fucking head, and the big vein spells be easy. And cause bro, I laugh too. It's funny to me.
That's heat.
Yeah. And so I'll make it and they want to draw on it. I don't care. It's cool. I laugh at myself more than them when they make the meme. So yeah, I think I'm going to go the whole Eminem 8 Mile thing. When he got on stage, the finale, and said everything about him that they were going to say about him and they couldn't say anything. Just make fun of myself. I think you're going to see a lot of cool stuff like that.
I mean, when you embrace it, I think people can't really make fun of you.
Bro, people are fucking funny.
People
are really funny.
People are on your ass in particular on Twitter, too.
Yeah, bro.
Why is that, do you think?
Shots never come from above. Shots always come from below, and all that bullshit, bro. There's multiple reasons. I'll give you a few reasons right now. Number one, I respond, and a lot of people.
You do.
A lot of people. I'm not trying to big myself up, but a lot of people of my whatever you want to say, size, platform in the industry, position in the industry, would not respond. That's not what I'm here for.
No, that's facts though.
Yeah.
You're responding to. I see you respond to random people pretty often,
bro. But even in the good side, I answer every DM. 99% of DM. Now I'm a little bit busier than I was, but there was a time up until maybe 6 months, I answered every fucking, even if I was just liking it. I always say, DM me. Now it's I see every DM. I may not answer every DM, but I literally see them at least. But yeah, bro, I'm interacting. I don't believe interaction is bad. First of all, good, bad, or whatever, right? We all know this. There's no such thing as bad publicity, right?
100%.
I am very aware of things. There is a news cycle. You know a news cycle, right? What is it? 24 hours, 48 hours. No matter how bad it is, it will end within 48 hours, right?
Especially on the internet, dude. Everyone forgets.
No matter how good it is, in theory, in reverse, it will always, end in about 48 hours, right? Unless you keep it going, but you have to do that. On its own, everything is short here. Nothing's going to last forever as far as the good, the bad. I'm talking reaction-wise on social media. I don't give a fuck what these people say to me because, when I go to New York City, for example, this past weekend, we had an event in 418, 419 in New York.
Yep.
The lines are down the block, and anybody who was there will tell you I shook every person's hand. First thing I do when I get into this event, I walk the entire line, no matter how long the line is, and I shake every person's hand in line, and I say thank you to every single person.
Yep.
When they come back up to get their product, again, I shake their hand again and say thank you. And that's the difference. Online, people see something and run with it, and you know how it goes. It's all that pile-up bullshit. I had a kid today reposted the picture of the commercial I was shooting yesterday with all the packaging saying, imagine reposting that much spray. And all that shows to me is that, imagine real politics, by the way, in real life. Not that we have to get in that, but that person just seen a post online, assumed it was real, and has run with it. Because anybody who's ever smoked Be Easy from the time it started to now knows there's never been a spray drop in any package ever. So, but it shows you the power of just typing something on the internet and people taking it as real, no matter what. You know, so yeah, it's all bullshit. But I don't care, because in reality, in real life, like, I know who I am.
How do you feel about the spray pack?
Listen to me. I say this all the time. I don't give a fuck what anybody smokes. If you are an adult and you choose to dig into your pocket and take $50 out and buy Be Easy, thank you. If you think you want to go buy spray, depths, mids, I don't give a fuck. That is your money as an adult, right? Like, go spend it. Who are we to judge you, bro? Like,
For sure.
this is just business. Like, people don't like when I say this. Like, I've never had a spray pack and Be Easy, never will. I don't sell spray. I don't personally endorse it. I would never smoke it. However, it makes people money. Like, Coke is bad for you, like Coca-Cola. Like, they just fucking allegedly, even though we know it's not all true, banned fucking artificial dyes. Like, you know?
I don't think that shit's actually going to happen.
Of course, it will never happen. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all bullshit, bro. If an adult wants to take their money and smoke it, go for it. What is the fucking difference if you smoke fucking outdoors or they're both fucking mids? Like, I'm offended that you're smoking mids either way.
I think spray's worse, though, because who knows what those flavoring agents really do to you when you smoke them.
Right. Of course. Right. No.
Yeah.
But look at us talking about that. I'm a heroin addict. You're a coke. You know what I mean? It's
For
like,
sure, yeah.
It's like people are going to do what
Yeah.
they want to do. Like, I used to shoot heroin in my neck. That was bad for me. You think I didn't know that was bad for me at the time? Like, you know? But guess what? The failing outweighed, you know, how it goes, the risk. And
Sure.
it's like, these people want to fucking taste red velvet, marshmallow, cinnamon toast crunch. Like, what can we do fucking about it? I'll never do it. Like, I want to make that crystal clear. Like, I don't think anybody should do it. But if you choose to do it, like, who's fucking going to stop you?
You ever smoked it?
The bubblegum cookie shit that was running, you know what I'm talking about?
That was like the OG spray.
Yeah,
like
so
the first ever spray.
Before we even knew spray existed.
Uh-huh.
That was the first time and only time
I've heard stories of this.
Yeah, so this is when I first moved out here, my first apartment out here. So within the first 6 months out here, my homie Milk come through. I just ate him out, my bad, Milk. And he's like, bro, he's calling me on the phone. This is when I was selling NorCal Nemo, like, you know. And before everybody could
How
get
much was that costing back then?
The most I ever paid was 19.2 for a pound.
Fucking shit.
So,
dude.
by the way, but you make...
Not 100, by the way.
Yeah,
for you guys at home.
And it flies, though. It flies. But, yeah, so, Milk, you know, he's a real smoker. He's my homie. We still talk to this day. He was here last week. He's like, bro, I got this stuff right now. It was the best smelling, best tasting weed I've ever had in my life. It smells and tastes like bubble gum. It's better than the fucking Nemo shit, bro. I swear to God. He comes over. You know the bag, right? The actual bag of it looks like the Bazooka Joe bubblegum bag.
Yep.
He's like, bro, check this out. He gives it to me. I know it's not right. Like, I know, but I've never heard of spray, never smelled spray. I didn't even know it was a real thing. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh, this isn't right. Like, there's no way weed is supposed to smell like this, because if you put a blindfold on me and you said, smell this, I wouldn't have known it was weed. I would have just thought you had a big handful of bubble gum. Like, there was no weed smell. I'm like, bro, this ain't right. He's like, nah, bro, it's real. I'm like, no. He's like, he rolls it up, bro. I bought a fucking half ounce because he bought an ounce. And I was already committed to the half ounce because he's like, I got it, bro. Just throw me the money for it. He rolls it up. He lights it. He takes the first however many hits. He passes it to me. I took 1 hit, 2 hits, whatever. And I just knew. And I gave it back. And I go, nah, bro, this is not normal. And I ended up, I hate to say it, but I sent the fucking half to my sister.
Oh,
like,
no.
Yeah, my bad, Rachel. I didn't
Oh,
know
no.
spray. I didn't know what it was back then. I didn't know what the fuck. But yeah, bro, like, that was the, you know, I just knew off rip, like, this is not real. There's no way.
That was like the first ever spray pack,
Yeah,
effectively.
and like nobody even knew it was spray.
How do you think they did it? Because I don't think the
Back then?
method they use now was around.
Yeah, no, I mean,
that time,
fuck,
yeah.
who knows? You hear, I mean, you're on Twitter, you hear fucking Cali Plug ranting and raving about it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who knows, bro? Because, like, that was literally ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
That was, like, before all of it. Like you said, excuse me, that was
They might have been using some sort of like terp bag. Like they just had it.
It had to
some
be
sorta-
something,
I don't
bro.
know.
Who the fuck knows? Because, like, I moved out here in February of, or I don't know, April of 2020. The end of April 2020. So we're coming up on 5 years. So you're talking that was 4.5 years ago. That's way ahead of the curve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays, like, spray's everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's completely everywhere.
It's coming down, though, believe it or not. But it is there. It's not like the peak a year ago. The peak was wild.
Yeah.
Peak
I mean,
was
now I
wild.
think social media's played a big part in that. Like,
I
you
agree.
see those posts, if people post spray now, they're all getting flamed.
That, and I do, look, and no offense to the homie, because I do know the guy personally, the Flavor Farms guy, you know, I do know, no offense to him, because he is a really good guy in real life, regardless of what you think of that, you know. I think revealing the machine was a mistake. You know, I think because it had that myth that, like, is it really sprayed? Is it not sprayed? Like, I think it's sprayed, but until I know it's sprayed, yeah, I'm not going to believe
When
it.
did he reveal the machine?
I mean, whenever he made an Instagram. He was very adamant about it, though. Like, he was, like, actively, like, he would do clips and, like, reveal the whole process. Like, you know, he was like, this is what you do. We take the product, we put it in this, blah, 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 put it in the fucking bake oven, whatever you want to call it, and how it works. So he was going out of his way to explain the process. And I think for people that were, like, on the fence, like, if I knew for sure it was sprayed, I wouldn't smoke it, that gave him a reason to stop. Like, you know? So, because again, there was that real myth around it for a little bit. Like, yeah, people say it is, but is it really? Like, people used to say it about Eazy weed. Like, no, it's just that fire, bro. Like,
now everyone knows that spray's real, and they know how it's done.
Yeah, and so I think, I don't know if the allure of it's the right word, the myth, but it lost a little bit that, and a major part of it is social media. I mean, was it a social media attack, campaign, blitz to stop it? It was real, you know what I mean? So that definitely played, you know, big brands coming out against it.
I definitely made a couple videos about spray. Yeah.
Big brands coming out against, you know, you had the Dozers, the Backpack Boys, all those brands post about it. That weighs, you know, that means a lot to consumers too. So, yeah, definitely. I think the social media campaign, or if you want to call it that, played a big factor in it too.
Yeah. I think one of the main issues with it is just the lack of disclosure. You know, I think brands that spray and don't make it clear is where it becomes fucked up. You know?
Right. And it's like, because it's easy to say that, like, oh, how don't you know it's fucking sprayed? Like I told you, I smelled, I knew right away. But I'm also in L.A. at the time, or Boston, because it's the same thing. You're smoking in Boston or New York like you're smoking in L.A. Like, there's no difference.
You're an educated consumer either way.
Right. So I've seen so much high-end, low, whatever, and everything in between. I know what's real and what's fake. But not everybody has that. Like, if you're in the Midwest or the South, where, like, not everything's accessible. And I always, like, I didn't watch the Spray Pack documentary. I don't know if I'm on it. I don't know if he edited me out.
I haven't watched it yet
because we had our beef. But, like, I said it in it. It's like, I said it in it that there was also going to be a certain demographic that was the first thing they smoked and only thing they smoked. Like, that's what they consider normal. Like, imagine you're an 18-year-old kid or whatever, 21 plus, like, you know what I mean? In New York or the East Coast or wherever the fuck, and you see a bag of pick a sprayed brand, and it's your first time smoking, that's all you think is normal now.
Yep.
Now you think, so let's just say you picked out that bag from that particular brand and you love it, right? Now you're going to go back to that brand over and over because that's what you know, or a brand's packaging that looks similar, because they all had that white bag sticker, you know? And it's going to get to the point where that's all they're smoking is normal, that to them, this is not normal and this is fake. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Because normal to them is the spray shit. Like, there's a portion of those people that exist for sure.
Yeah, there's a large set of people that just only want to smoke spray now.
100%.
It's crazy. I mean, when I was in New York last summer, I was like...
Oh, you were there for the peak.
Yeah, I spent... Last summer, I was there for like a week, a little over a week.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just going to corner stores and, like...
Everything
spray packs at every store, dude. I had... some dude came and... he thought I was going to post the shit. He came and dropped me off like a half ounce. He's like, yeah, you're going to love it. Like, it's fire. Some, like, Oreo cookies, fucking campfire cookies, like, New York cheesecake, like, just some bull fucking shit.
Yep.
Some of the most disgusting shit I've ever smoked. Like, I was coughing up, like, almost debris for, like, 3 days straight after I smoked it.
No, it's a mess. I mean, my buddy over there behind us, you know, he had never seen it before. And, you know, your clients come to the office and this is what they sell. This is what they have on them. So they're like, yo, B, check this stuff out. And, like, I always just would get a kick out of it. And he had never seen it. And, like, and he just started tearing them open, like so he could smell them, bro. And he was just appalled. It's appalling. Like
it's honestly hilarious. Like they have these shit AI bags almost every time with just the worst designs on them. It smells so unappealing to anyone who really smokes and like knows what they're consuming. I hope it dies soon. No, I hope that trend goes away.
It's like, and the thing about it though is like, I don't know, like I don't believe in anything dying because it's always going to have its base and stuff. Because look how many people smoke flavored pens or flavored vapes, and it's like there would be people always chasing that artificial terp, regardless. Like you know,
flavored distillate pens are the best-selling pens in the dispo.
You know,
every time.
And it's like, and they know it's fucking essentially poison, but they're doing it anyway because I want to get high, bro. But you're telling me this shit will taste like a Oreo, like you said, Oreo chocolate fucking cheesecake, and like, yeah, bro, they just some people just don't give a fuck. They just don't care.
Most consumers don't give a fuck.
No,
I think
they don't.
People on social media, I think, like to argue a lot and bicker about who's got the best shit. But like nobody really gives a fuck outside of the 1%.
And to say this, bro, like I because I do have homies that have spray brands or whatever. Like they're not using mids. They're using fucking fire.
Interesting.
Like I want to make this clear. They're using fire.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like
I'm picturing they're using trash.
Absolutely not.
Like they're taking whatever they can't get off the shelf and spraying.
No. That is absolutely not. They're using the best flour they could possibly find.
Why is that?
Because you still got to get high. Like you still have to check that box.
But I mean, the machine can treat it for moisture. You can treat it for microbials. Like you can.
I didn't know that.
You can. I did a whole like deep dive video on the machine they use for it. Yeah.
No, that part. Like I didn't know that.
You can take moldy weed.
Yeah, but is that shit? Oh, really?
Yeah, you can take moldy weed.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, if they use, like, for example, they use a 1010 LCG, like, it's still going to have that 1010 high. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't.
Yeah.
But with you're saying that
if you have, like, let's say you have a pound.
The machine can theoretically fix that, you're saying?
If you have a molded, like, bag or whatever, you can run it through the machine and it'll clean it. Like, there'll be no mold left.
Fucking wild.
It's nuts. And not only that, it can treat it on the same cycle with
Why
terps.
doesn't every grow in the world have that then aside from the terp pod, just to clear, because a lot of grows get, God forbid, they get mold PM.
I mean,
just even like clean facilities, I'm saying. Like, I wonder why they don't all have that just to, not lose
I think
rooms.
A lot do and probably don't talk about it because it's frowned upon.
I'm not even saying the terp side. I'm just saying, like, clean the mold pod. Yeah, I never heard that before. That's pretty
I mean, from what I understand, the machine costs around $100,000.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And, like, I'd imagine for a grow that's, like, moving a decent amount of weed, that's a good investment.
Really?
Like, even if you're not spraying it, it's like, well.
Yeah, because I've never heard of that. I'm with you.
It's a fail-safe.
100%.
If it gets fucked up.
Agreed. The first I've ever learned that.
But I think it also, on the flip side of that, as a consumer, I would be pissed off if I got a pound. Like, let's say I buy an eighth. If I found out later down the line that it had gone through that machine, I would be pissed, I think.
You mean just the regular way, just cleaning it?
Yeah. Like, not even sprayed. I would be pissed off.
100% I would be. Because, I would be too. At the end of the day, but I think everybody just deserves clean, good weed. Like, by the way, and I mean that at any fucking price point. Like, because you know how it is, bro. You go to these dispensaries, their number one seller is the $100 eighth. As long as it can still be fucking clean, though, at $100, like, which they are, and that's all that matters.
Yeah,
I'm a real smoker, bro. Like I said, I really love the game and the culture. I'm not with the bullshit. I think no matter what price point you can afford, at least make it clean, good weed. Like at that
100%.
price point, like take care of yourself.
Yeah, a lot of people don't care.
No, they don't. And I don't know why. I don't know. It's a lack of education. It could be lack of availability, lack of education. It's a whole bunch of things. Who the fuck knows? It's a bunch of things.
I think the cheapest ounce that I've seen is I saw there's a hemp brand. This is the real bottom of like not caring what you smoke. There's a fucking hemp brand I saw that does $9 ounces of shake.
Jesus Christ.
And they spray it, like they terp it.
Oh,
so
they take the whole nine.
It's not even really shake, it's trim.
Yeah.
And they just terp it. And like
and people, somebody will buy it.
A lot of people buy it, dude. They had a whole stand at Champs last year.
No, I believe it.
So they're doing good, and there was a big stand.
It's crazy.
But yeah, your average consumer just doesn't care.
No, they don't.
All.
I don't think they know better. Or maybe, like you said, they just don't care. It's crazy, though. It's crazy. I try to educate people.
What do you like? Do you post like educational stuff?
I go IG live every day. Right now, I'm kind of shadow banned, but like I'm an open book. Like I can't do what you do, like per se, like the interviewing thing. But I like one-on-one with the camera, and like
Yep.
you have them in there, ask a question, answer it, and just, I like to do the monologue, I guess, 'cause I feel like I'm just FaceTiming people, and I just try to educate people, like whether it's from business side, like, you try to teach people. People don't like it, or people think you're wrong, like even on Twitter, bro. Like I ain't got to tell me I'm right. I know I'm right when I'm posting it. I don't need somebody to tell me I'm fucking right. I don't need people to agree with me. I would not have posted it if I didn't know I was right.
What if you're wrong, though?
I know I'm not. But I'm not.
Every time?
I usually won't post it if I'm wrong. Like, I do my background search.
But what if you're wrong about being wrong?
I
Like
could be
wrong about
wrong.
being right?
No, I definitely could be. Look.
I'm just throwing it out.
Can I be wrong? But listen, even when I'm wrong, I'm right. Because eventually I end up right. That's how I feel. I think I'm right even when I'm wrong, and they just don't know it yet. Like, you just don't even know I'm right now.
Okay, it'll come around.
Yeah, it'll come around to you, I promise.
So another thing that you've been talking about online a lot lately is events. And in particular, you brought up the integrity of a lot of the like kind of weed award shows.
No, one show in particular. Lately. One, not all of them. One.
I don't know if I necessarily want to like get into the specifics of that
I don't
one
either.
show.
Right.
I respect them, but in general, do you think that a lot of the weed award events have issues with judging?
Yes, absolutely. And looking, here's one thing about my therapist tells me this all the time. I'm very black and white, and I'm just a realist. Mm-hmm. There is this thing called human fucking nature. Okay, you don't tell me it doesn't exist. If I run an event and this event or this winner can benefit me, don't tell me that doesn't exist. That happens in every industry, in every part of the world, every fucking day, many times a day.
Yep.
We can't be fucking part of that. That our industry, run by a bunch of trappers and people like that, we're that are on the fucking up and up, or you guys just that naive that you believe that. Because I'm not. And again, one thing about me that I am proud of is I don't need to play the politic game with Steve or Joe or Larry to be friends. Like, my brand, our brand, is big on its own. Therefore, I will say what I want to say. Like, I look at myself, like, bro, I look at myself as a voice for certain people.
Yep.
That don't want to say it, but I know they're thinking it. Like, and I'm just going to say what I want to say, because at the end of the day, even though I'm Eazy, I am still Bobby the consumer at the end of the day. And that part of me will always voice his opinion. And I do not think it's wrong. Again, we're not singling anybody out. This is a general comment, please. Mm-hmm. I don't think it is wrong to tell somebody their flower is mids. I just don't. I think more people need to hear it. I think more people need to understand that their flower is mids and really accept it, because it's just how I feel, bro. I smoke more weed than people. I smoke way different weed than people.
You did come right at the winner of the recent event, tell him his shit is mid.
Listen, okay? No, because I don't want to get specific. So
of course, just without naming names, of course.
Like,
we can still talk about it.
Great person, amazing for the culture. I support it in everything. But
100%.
I smoked your flower. This is not personal, bro. And this goes to, like, I think that particular event was wildly flawed in so many ways that I have to make a fucking list to list out how flawed I think that event was. I think it was flawed. Wildly flawed. And by flawed, I mean rigged.
Do you think I've been to multiple events where the judges' kits are just for sale. Like you can purchase them. Do you think there's kind of more of a widespread issue with judging in a lot of these events like that?
We can just talk general flaws, okay? We're not going to be specific on anybody. General flaws are smoking a ridiculous amount of entries is in an absurdly limited amount of time.
Yeah.
So if I have to smoke over, pick a number. I'm a judge, right? I'm a judge. Mm-hmm. So I am judging on X, Y, and Z. In order to judge something effectively, my palate needs to be cleared, right? I need to have a palate that can officially judge these properly, because whether people realize it or not, if you're going to post a list of the winners, you are posting people's brands next to it. and growers who work their ass off for that. Now, you posted those ratings. Did you give every one of those entries a fair judgment to post those ratings? Now, alleged numbers. If you allegedly have to go through 80 entrants in allegedly 48 hours, how is that possible? Your palate
Well, that's
can't
not
handle
enough time
that.
to smoke.
Your palate can't handle that. So
You can't even tell what the high's like.
Right. So when you're listing all these big brands and their product that is wildly received at an extremely high level on the street, in the rec market, in every fucking platform that exists, they are a gold standard to the industry, and they're either A, not making the cutoff, or you're giving them 3s and 4s out of 10s. That is a reflection on you in your system. That is not a reflection on the brands. These brands are globally stamped as having great product. And now you're saying they're 3s, 4s, and 5s out of 10s? That is not true. That is because you force judges. Like, imagine smoking. Listen, you have 80 entrants in 48 hours. You don't really have 48 hours. You have to sleep, you have to eat, you have to shit, you have to live your day. How many hours of those days are really to smoke? Let's just say you're a superhero and you smoked for 14 hours that day, right? 14 hours, 2 days in a row. That's 28 hours. You would have to smoke at least 3 joints an hour to get to 80 joints, right? After the fucking first hour, you have no more tongue, no more taste buds, no more palate. Everything's tasting the same. That whole contest should be thrown out. And that's the end of the deal. Like, you cannot like what I'm saying because maybe the winner took it personal, but this is just a real fact. Everything I just said cannot be argued with. This is data that they have provided. 80 entrants in 48 hours is impossible to judge. So, when you give the winner of the biggest contest in the industry, the event that was held out here a couple months ago, the winner of the gassiest strain comes in second to last place with a 4. That is not a reflection of that brand and strain. That is a reflection on your judging, rushing 80 fucking entrants through it. And it is not fair to those brands, myself included. I did not submit whatever to that contest, cash and product, to have it poorly judged. I submitted that to have it judged under a certain thing that I thought was taking place. Like, like one competition that I will say publicly, like you can look at Property Doings. They do it, and they say it all the time. If I'm doing a contest, I can't smoke more than 2 joints a day because my palate's ruined. And they always say, I do not smoke until the competition. That is my first smoke of the day.
Yep.
So if I submit something to Property Doings and it's going up against somebody, that's their first smoke of the day, and it's the only 2 joints they're smoking on camera that day judging.
Okay.
Like, that's how a product should be judged. You can't judge this.
But then, just to play devil's advocate, could you argue that whoever gets the first smoke has the upper hand there, no matter what?
Well, they're smoking them head to head.
But one of those joints, one of those strains is getting smoked first, no matter what. So one of those is getting dove into, right, with like a sober palate, correct?
No,
and
because
one of those getting smoked
well,
after?
they have 2 judges, so one's light and one's light and other. So they both have
so
clean
neither
palates.
of them judge both. They each
They
judge
pass
one.
it. They say you light one, I light one. They go by rounds. So
Okay.
and then I'm going to pass it to you, and then we're going to do our note, so on and so forth. And but like, you can't give it like, okay, maybe my gripe is this. And by the way, I stand on everything I said about the winner being rigged. I will not back down on that. Okay, but here's maybe my gripe. Like, why are you posting that list of winners all the way down to the top 25? Okay, if you want to post just the winners, post the top 3. Because once you post the top 25, you are now revealing the strains and the brands they were attached to. Now I can visually look at the biggest winner on the West Coast contest coming in second to last place. Why is there such a wide range in judging there? Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, once you post that list, you now open yourself to all the interpretation and all the fucking whatever anybody wants to second guess.
Do you think just maybe potentially it's a regional thing since the event
No, they had the California Smokers.
Oh.
They had,
was it the whole panel or most of the panel that was
It was
California
a wide
smokers?
panel. It was both. But very, very, very proper joints with one of the judges.
Weed's a super regional thing, you know. I mean, what we like to smoke out
and
here,
that's another thing about
totally
that
not
event.
what the East Coast likes to smoke.
Yeah, thank you for saying that, okay? And that was another fucking part of the event that really, really pissed me off, okay? They changed one category name after the fact without telling people. Okay?
What was the category name?
They changed candy to sweets after the fact, okay? On the entrance, they listed out all the subjects, and it says candy, okay?
Okay.
What did you just say? Weed is very regional.
It is.
Correct?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a question right now.
Okay.
And just answer it honestly. What's candy?
Very sweet weed, I think.
Not lemon cherry runs? Because in New York...
I mean, are we getting specific with strains
Yeah.
that I would identify as candy?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I'd think there's pretty much any lemon cherry under the sun I'd call candy.
And that's what
Yeah.
the New York market calls it.
Yeah.
Lemon cherry and runs is candy.
Yeah.
So when the competition is being judged...
But that's sweet weed.
But it's called candy. I have two different
Okay.
interpretations.
True.
Like if you,
True.
like you're on Twitter, right? Like run a poll at some point today on your thing or whatever you want, right? And say, is what's candy in California? What's candy in New York? Like, you know, and they're all going to say lemon cherry runs. And now once you say the word sweets, it's like you just said, you introduce a whole wide range of terps in it from sweet tasting terps. Whereas candy is a specific thing in that region. And if you're going to call it candy, leave it a candy. Don't change it, the category name after the fact.
Interesting.
Because, and again, I'm not the only one who said it on X that day or Twitter, whatever the fuck you want to call it. There were other
Fuck
brands.
calling it X. That shit is Twitter.
I know it's weird, right?
It's Twitter.
That's what other brands were chiming
That's
in
Twitter.
at, saying that I would have submitted a different entry if it was called sweets and not candy, because they interpreted it the same way I interpreted it as candy. So, you know, if you're going to call it one thing, don't change it after the fact with telling any contestants.
I think there just needs to be like an official like weed Grammys or some shit, you know, some sort of like centralized.
I do. Because, yeah, no, for sure. I don't even know how you do that, but like you do, there needs to be some like you said, centralized uniform, like you said, the Grammys or whatever. I don't know if it's, you know, the big one that happens out here.
I mean, this is probably an issue that's faced in every industry, though. When you think about it, like those, you ever go to the store and you see the ratings on the wine bottles? From whatever that
or restaurants,
magazine
anything.
is.
Yeah.
The guys who aren't getting a 96 on those are probably sitting here saying the same thing as you, just replace weed with wine.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
How do you fix that? You know, it's just a.
It's hard, bro. You can't. It's like the only way you could do it, which is never possible, is if it was only one event. But you're always going to have multiple events and
a million events every
right.
year.
And someone's going to say this is the standard, that one is the standard, blah blah blah. You know. But unless there was only one, it's literally an impossibility.
Yep. So one of the things I've seen you talk about on Twitter that's really interesting is some of the rules around THC percentage testing in dispensaries. And in particular, I remember seeing you interact with someone who had talked about how brands inflate their percentage by up to 10%.
Correct.
On like testing results out here. How common of a thing is that?
I would assume pretty common. It's just a known thing.
And why are you just allowed to do that? Like, what is the ruling behind that for those who aren't familiar?
So I don't know, but I would assume maybe it's the margin of error. I don't know. I don't know. We'd have to look that up.
Okay. Because I've seen you talk about it on Twitter before with somebody.
100%. Yeah, I know exactly the one with the blue chill coming at 39 point whatever the fuck. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And that's something that like is just standard, you would say, like across the shelf generally.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So you're saying 39. So what? 3.9. So you're saying it's really like 36 or whatever that is, 35 and a half. 36, you know. But yeah, it is pretty standard.
I mean, do you think most of the brands, for example, if they're saying it's 39, it's 29.5?
No, that's the third. It's only 10%.
Well, yeah, but that's less than 10% away. If it's 39 to 29, right?
No, it's 25%.
Oh, you're talking 10% of the total.
Yeah.
I thought you meant, okay.
So, like,
all
for
right,
example,
I was misunderstanding the rule.
For example,
okay.
like when it's 36%, so
If
now you
have
can add
3.6%,
3.6, which makes it 39.6.
I understand now. I was thinking a literal 10 flat percent.
No.
I was like, that's fucking crazy.
I understand what you're saying. I understand. No.
Yeah, I was misunderstanding the rule.
No. Now I know what you were meaning, though. No, exactly. So say, for example, I know the post. The blue chill was 39.5%. So the original is probably around 36, and you could take 3.6.
And you add that 10%.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, yeah, I was in my head thinking, so that means it's 29.
So if it's 17, now you can make it 27. No.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking, God
if it's
damn,
17,
that's
for
crazy.
example, you can make it fucking 18.7. Like,
interesting.
I don't know why though. I'm sure we could grok it, but it probably
That's just always been a thing.
I believe it's just like maybe that's literally the margin of error. I don't know. I wish I had the exact answer to give you, but like I said, it's not 10% like a total of 10%. It's 10% of the actual total originally that you could add to it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it changes over time too. I mean, by the time a bag's been on the shelf at a dispo for 2 weeks, the testing results are different.
No. Let me tell you something. The longer weed cures, the higher the THC is.
Yep.
I assure you of that. And it's all because of the moisture content. You know, so we actually tested this theory ourselves, to be honest with you. So we had noticed when we put a couple strains in that we were testing them right away, like as soon as they were getting trimmed, because, you know, it's just time. Like, they're down, let's get them in testing, because, you know, it's a 4 or 5 day process, so we're already going to be a week later by the time it's manufactured and on the shelf, right? So we're putting them in right away, but they're so fresh, and, you know, and they have a lot of moisture in them, and some strains that should be testing higher are just coming in low, and, like, we're not understanding it, you know, because, like, you smoke, but you're getting faded, you know? And then, so the grow, he was saying, Elusive was saying, like, bro, there's too much moisture in these. We have to wait. You got to wait a week after we trimmed it. Then you put it in testing, because now that 5 days, and now you're at 2 weeks. And, bro, we did it. And you saw the percentages literally go up.
Completely changes.
Yeah, because the water moisture goes way, way, way down. And that is 100% fucking fact.
That's crazy.
And he was saying this, bro. He was saying this for 2 months, and we just really weren't listening, because it was like, yeah, but bro, we got to get it in because it's still 7, 8 days by the time it's tested, packaged, and on the shelf. Like, it's too long. Like, you know, we've already invested into it. You know how it goes. Investing, you want your return on investment quick.
Yeah.
But he's 100% right, because there was this fire strain we put on the rec. You know, it's called Oil Spill. It's a gelinade sangria, and it is so fucking fire. Like, it's that high that you don't talk for like 5 minutes after you smoke it. Like, everybody just goes quiet. Bro,
I love that kind of shit.
17.8% on rec. It's still on the shelves just because of the THC. And when I'm not lying it, like, if you're watching this, go buy it. And if you don't like it, DM me. I'll pay it off you, because I know how fire this weed is.
They're gonna like it.
But and that's when he started saying we're testing it too quick. We're testing, but it took us like a month and a half, 2 months to actually listen to him. But he was right the whole time. It makes a big, big, big difference.
Yeah,
Less
I mean,
water.
9 buyers out of 10 just want THC percentage.
Yes, and we're learning that. Like, you know, we have a fire strain. We have donkey kicks on it. It's fire, bro. It's like a Z3, Skittles Hindu Kush. It's super fire, and it's like 27%. And compared to the Blue Chill, and then we dropped this something called Black Dahlia that was like 33.
Those sell fast.
27 sitting. Even though it's 27, not 30, that 3% is the biggest difference in the world.
All that matters is that first digit.
The 3.
You need the 3. You need the 3.
29 is still not cutting it.
It could be 30.01, bro. It doesn't matter.
100
That's how it's selling to
percent.
29.9.
Yep.
Every day.
It's just such a different market. Like, you actually have to curate your rec menu for THC percentage.
Yeah, I think the average customer in a dispensary that walks into is unfortunately less educated, because the dispensary customers or the dispensary workers don't really educate you. Like, your average bud tender isn't really teaching you what you're buying.
No, and you know, the average bud tender also doesn't get to smoke everything. Like,
yeah, they don't know.
I'm assuming they have to pay for it if they want to smoke. Like, you know, I'm sure you get an employee discount.
The dispo should be giving, you know, passing some J's
out.
out.
The brand should be. You know, I'll
I
own
guess,
that one.
yeah.
I'll own that one. But like, you know, but the bud tenders, you know, they can guide you to what they know, but again, it's only what they know. If they're not allowed to smoke everything, you know, like, I can definitely do a better job at it on my end. You know, we're blessed, like, we sell because we have brand recognition, obviously, and like, I have a platform that I utilize. But you know, a lot of that too is like, again, the brands have to educate the bud tenders, you know, as much as anybody else. So that it definitely comes on the brand just as much.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I hope in the future we see bud tenders maybe like with a little more knowledge on average.
Yeah. Again, I do think that it's the whole system, though. Like, they have to learn
It
from
is,
somebody.
yeah,
Somebody has to teach them, whether it's the
no
brands
one's
or the
teaching them.
dispensary.
It's not the bud tender's fault.
Yeah.
It's the fact that no one's teaching them.
Yes,
That's the
agreed.
issue. You know?
100%. Education is very important.
They need to know, you know?
Because, right, because in every area of this game, because you only know what you know. And it's like, you're on Twitter, you're on IG, the level of education on the two platforms is wildly different.
Yep.
Twitter's way behind. They're fucking way behind Instagram. Like 5-10 years in the cannabis culture. Like you literally have everybody in the world on Twitter commenting, "Oh my God, you paid $300 for an ounce of weed. I get the same exact thing for $90 in the middle of fucking wherever the fuck."
I don't think that argument will ever die down. Like,
No.
20
Right.
years from now, there's still going to be those guys.
Yeah, and it goes back to the education. It's like, bro, like, it's okay. Nobody's judging. Like, I get that $90 ounce is totally cool. Like, but
Smoke whatever you want.
Right, but you also have to get to the point where you're not saying, I have the same thing for 90. Like that, I understand that $400 weed is significantly better and why it's better, but I can only afford this $90 ounce, but I'm not going to say it's the same thing for 90. You know what I mean? Like, once that gap, it will never get crossed, obviously, but if it ever gets bridged, then we'd be heading in the right direction.
I think there's a lot of $400 ounces out here that also do smoke like $100 ounces,
Bro, listen, I'm the biggest believer. I think shit is mids. Like, I genuinely think a lot of stuff is fucking mids. We are at a rare table where there's 2 fucking different strains on the table, and they are both 10,
some solid smoke on this
without
table
a doubt
right now.
on the table.
Yeah.
But that is usually not the case, bro. There is mids everywhere. People got to be very careful.
It's dangerous out
It's
here.
out to get you.
But let's say there's someone watching this who doesn't know, maybe they're new to smoking weed. They don't know how to look for good weed. How do you spot good weed, would you say to someone?
All right, so I'm looking for the nose right off the rip. I don't care about the color. I don't care if it's purple, blue, or I do care if it's blue. Purple, green, I don't care. That's nothing to me. I mean, I know they say people shop with their eyes first, and I'm not going to argue with you. That's why we do the packaging. People do shop with their eyes first. But someone like me, who is like, I'm buying personal weed to smoke, so I'm usually seeing it before I buy it. Like, the first thing, I want to smell it, because good weed, if it's going to be good weed, right? We're going to go under the assumption that what I'm smelling is supposed to be good weed. It's supposed to taste like it smells. So
For sure.
for me, I'm going to always goes off the nose. That's why I love Skittles more than anything in the world. Like, you open it and you're like, I want to bury my head in the turkey bag.
Shit hits.
And I'm like, if it's going to taste like this smells, I'm going to be satisfied. No doubt about it. And like, don't get me wrong, there's weed out there that you can smell and be like, And then you roll it up, you break it down, you smoke it, and you're like, oh, wow, this is way different than what I thought. But those are like, that's rare. Generally speaking, great weed tastes like it smells. Like, that's the whole point of great weed. Like, does the flavor translate from the nose?
It needs to translate well for it to be good. Yeah.
So if the flavor is not translating from the nose to the taste, like, to me, that's the number one indicator. That's the number one indicator of good weed.
Is there a certain type of like high you like?
I don't want to get buried all day. It goes to the Skittles thing. I think Skittles is just perfect for me. I like
Good daytime smoke.
It's all day. I love to me, Z gives me what I want. If I want to go home tonight and roll a blunt or shut the lights off, watch TV, I'll get high like that. But if I need to be in the office like I am every day, creative going, it's going to give me that too. So it's just the versatility of the strain. I like creativity. I like being creative, so I'm looking for that. And again, I got to be able to move. I got to be able to function. The heavy shit can come at night when I'm home. I smoke a blunt before bed or something heavy.
Yep.
But during the day, I got to be able to move and groove.
What are some strains that you don't fuck with?
I mean, the list is too long, bro. Like, I
Really?
only smoke 5 weed, like 5, 6 flower. Like, I'm not being like, when I tell you, I'm not lying to you. I smoke 95% zebras. Like, this is not marketing, bro. Like, if you go, like, it's just what I smoke because it's the best Z right now. If it was another one, I'd be smoking that. Like, when Blue Zeus was, it's all I smoked. So I'm biased to the Z. But like, I'll sprinkle in Toad Venom, the Pie Chew from them, like, you know, certain strains. Like, he has some Kamikaze over there, which is another 10-10 Skittles.
Yep.
Like, but it's just that,
I
like,
have the Kamikaze in a hash form, the West Coast Alchemy.
Fire.
That shit is
fire.
stupid.
So like last week, I bought an 8 the Toad Venom and an 8 the Pie Chew. Just like to sprinkle in throughout the zebras during
same
the
shit
day.
at home. Yeah.
And people come to the office, you know, the homies always are bringing fire by. So like, I'll try stuff. There's a lot of shit I don't like, and I just roll a blunt. But I am a flavor chaser. I don't do dabs. Like, I dab this because, you know, it's great.
Really?
But no, I've been dabbing this, but I'm not a dabber. So I'm a flower guy. I smoke in Frontos. I need the flavor to shoot through the cigar the whole time. So I'm not chasing the high. I'm chasing the flavor. I'm going to get high anyway.
Yeah.
I'm smoking fire. The fucking high's coming. Like, I just need this shit to smoke and taste great from start to end. It's the only thing I'm concerned about.
I mean, I'm kind of shocked that you don't smoke a lot of hash. Like,
Zero.
why though? Like, what is there? Is
There's
there
too much shit to do. This shit, bro.
It does fuck my day up,
fucking
dude.
dabbed this shit the other day, bro. The homie Elusive took me to the Lakers game. I did a dab at 5 o'clock. I was high till 11:30.
Can I scope that buck?
Yeah, of course, bro. I did that shit. It's fire fresh press.
So this is just the hash of the flower that you were.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a fresh press.
Yeah, it's fire.
Oh.
You gotta get the Pefco in.
Oh, fuck.
But
Okay.
bro, listen, that shit had me high for hours. It's like, what am I gonna do? Like, I got shit to do.
I did bring my pivot today.
So it's like,
My mocha pivot. Look at that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Puffco. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, bro, I don't know. I don't know. I'm coughing and shit on it, gagging. Like, nah, I like the flower.
Damn.
But that shit's you're gonna be like, yo, this shit's fire.
Not a hash guy though.
No
Fuck.
donuts.
I go through phases.
No
I
donuts.
rotate.
Nothing.
No hash holes either.
Nothing.
Oh my god.
Well, nothing.
Who do you think invented hash holes?
Oh my god, I have no idea. Who? Roe BMC? I don't know. I'm just making this
Dude,
up. I have no
Fidel
idea.
says so.
Oh,
but,
I don't
like,
know. I mean, but okay, so
I don't. Who's the?
there's
OG?
a little bait question
Who
by
rolled
you,
the
by the
first
way. I
hash
like
hole,
this. I
dude?
like this. There's a little bait question. I like that. But so I'll say this, okay? I'm gonna compare Fidel to what we did.
Okay.
I have no idea whether Fidel created the hash, or just like I don't think we created the box.
Yep.
I know that we made the box popular, and I
100%.
know he made the hash hole popular. You know, whether he created, I have fucking no idea who created it. But there was a real time in time that was the hottest hash hole and the most popular one. That much I'll say. Who created it, I have fucking no idea. Probably some guy that will never get the credit he deserves.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
You know how that works. But that's
That's
everything in
facts.
life.
Fucking
That's everything in life.
I'm kind of glad that the era of like really shit hash holes has slowed down.
Mm-hmm.
That was I remember seeing the $25 hash holes in the dispos. and
Yeah, I
shit.
mean, because that's
They're still there, but
that's
like
what people are mass producing. These fucking the whole heady shit's crazy. I mean, these hassles, you got these rollers that like that's what they're dedicating their craft to not just roll the best joint you can possibly roll, or to roll the best, but to like
I got a couple Sturt doinks on my desk right now.
Great
dude.
example.
Yeah.
But like, he's not trying to roll the best joint or roll the best hassle. Yes, obviously that's what he's trying to do, but he's trying to curate flavors that mesh and that blow you away. And like that's what you're talking about. Like these curators came in that like, if I take this hash with this flower, like how's it gonna fucking perform together? And I
This
think
shit's fire.
It really is. And like to me, that's cool. Again, I don't smoke it, but I can appreciate great. That's why I like to go to super fancy restaurants.
For sure.
I don't know what the fuck I'm eating at a 3-star restaurant. I have no idea.
What kind of food do you fuck with? Like, what's your?
I eat everything, but I have a real bougie side when it comes to restaurant. Like I'm in a mode right now. I'm chasing Michelin stars. So I did all 3 Michelin stars in Barcelona. I'm doing the bougie shit. But I think part of me is like I appreciate greatness. So like when you're in this restaurant that is world renowned, like I ate at the #1 restaurant in the world in Barcelona.
Really?
Yeah, Disfrutar. It was a year rate. God bless this fucking hostess at the hotel. I'm gonna give him a shout out, Raul. Fucking legendary. Got me in there in 48 hours. Right.
What a goat.
Legendary. And but like it's greatness. Like no matter what greatness is, you know it when you see it. And I appreciate that. And those restaurants are like art. It's not even food. So when they're bringing out these dishes, I like to look at the artwork. I like to look at the way the food's brought out. I like to look at the whole experience and the whole presentation because, that can play in any situation. Like, great presentation, great experience, just excellence plays no matter where. Excellence plays, and as I feel like I get older, I like to be around excellence and really watch them work. A lot of those restaurants is open kitchen. You can watch the chefs work and like.
Yep.
It's like literally watching masters at work. Like
It's cool to see
There's
that
better
shit.
food. I'm not saying like, I'd much rather go get a fucking chicken palm somewhere. But that's not the point of it. The point of it is to experience something that is greater than you. That like somebody put decades of work in, and like you got to experience that and just appreciate how much work it took to get there. Because I know the work that we take to get there. And like, I just really appreciate that stuff. You know.
I mean, it's really cool seeing anyone who's really good at their craft doing their thing.
It is. Know? It really is.
You can learn from that, even if you don't know what the fuck they're doing.
No, you can. Like, and it's like, again, like whether it's musicians or this or that, like greatness is greatness, and like you have to respect why somebody is so good at what they do. Like what, and I'm a student in anything. I pay attention to everything I watch. Like, why are you so good at what you do? Like, meaning you, like, you know, and there's a reason. Like, there's a lot of people who want to be you, but they can't do it. And you know, I like to be a student in anything I'm around.
Yep.
And learn.
It's cool to learn.
It is.
Cool
it's very fucking cool. What's cooler than learning something new?
Like, you know? Especially when you're fried.
Yeah,
you know?
Literally.
I get baked and I start watching random documentaries and shit. You know?
I like all that shit.
Really start blowing some fucking time.
Yeah. Like being around creative people. You know, just people, I don't know, people who want to do something good. Like I'm not talking good like morally. I just mean like good for the industry we're in and like bigger picture shit.
Yep.
Like, you know, people like to...
I think that is good morally, though.
Yeah. I mean, people, Eazy just does packaging. But, like, it ain't that, bro. Like, you should take a step back and appreciate the idea, the fact that the idea got brought to life. Mm-hmm. You know, like, and the work that goes in it, and to get to the final presentation of it. You know, that's just not easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it.
Yep.
That's for sure.
For someone out there who maybe wants to get into the weed industry, how would you suggest they even get their foot in the door?
Man, that's probably the number one question I get asked that. And like, what advice would you give to an up and coming brand? I don't know. You can give a cliche, a regular, typical cliche answer, like you just got to get yourself out there. Yeah, it's corny and cliche, but it kind of is true. It's like, if you know, like, you got to be around what you want to be. So if you're from wherever you're from and you really want to get into the, you know, the industry's, there's layers to. You want to be a trapper, like you want to make a brand, or you want to be in the industry, like, you know, like I would go to local events. You know, your network, like you have to always be building your network. You can't get out of your city without building a network bigger than your city, but you also have to start in your city, like, you know. You got to always be looking to grow and expand your network.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's important. Like, going to events is big too.
It is. It's very big. And I don't like to do it because, like,
I don't either, dude.
Believe it, I'm very antisocial in real life. I'm actually like awkward. Like, I'm comfortable in front of cameras, which makes no sense to me. But I'm generally quiet, stoned, and awkward in real life.
I relate to that for sure.
And I'm fucking not good at small talk, and I really don't want to do the small talk. And so I'm tough at event. I'm getting better, but like you put me behind the table or behind the microphone or at a pop-up with event, I'm the fucking star of the show. It's like, switch goes on, let's go. Probably because it's where I'm most comfortable, and like, and I love it so much, being around people who support me. But events are great. Like, you have to really go. Like, when we wanted to take the step next, I remember telling my partner Tony, like, you know, because Eazy's been big for a while, but everything was going to the Northeast. You know, we were viewed as a Northeast brand. And I told him, like, yo, if we really want to become an LA brand, a California brand, and get in with these players, we got to start going to these Thursday night Doja events in Hollywood. When he was throwing them last 2 years ago, whatever, he was having weekly events that had all the major players.
I remember I went to one of those Doja events a few years ago.
And we started doing it, and it's like, that's when the California players started knowing us and meeting us, like, you know, and building my network, our network on this side. It's like, because in the beginning, everything was here, and it would just go east. But now, like, you come here, and we expanded our network, but we also made an intention of it. Like, I told him, like, you know, I got a wife or whatever, and, you know, my schedule's a little tighter sometimes. Like, I have to be home, you know, I got to be home at a certain time. So he's a little freer, and so I'd be like, yo, Joe, I got to get home by 7, but I need you to go to the Doja event this night if I can't make it. And he would be over there mingling. But like, we literally had a conversation about going to events more to expand our network locally, meaning California locally.
It's huge.
Because we're doing everything in reverse. Like, a lot of California brands' main goal is to get to the East Coast, whereas I'm coming from there, and like, you know what I mean? It was easy. It was a lot easier for us to get to the East Coast coming from there, whereas we were trying to get established on the West Coast. Yeah. So we were doing it in reverse, and going to those events and, you know, other events that followed was a major, major, major part of that, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like the weed industry is kind of tough to break into, you know, but once you're in the door and you make those connections, I think...
You're right. It is. It's very clicky, but everything's clicky, and that's cool.
It's super clicky.
You're dealing with a bunch of people that come from where they come from. We don't trust people naturally, right? So how are you going to crack a group that naturally doesn't trust people anyway?
There's no vetting to get in the weed industry either. Like
So
you can just
the vetting
pull
is
up.
the level. The vetting is the next level. Every level you go up, someone stays behind. And when you get to the top 1%, like we are all in, all the riffraff is usually gone by now. You know, it's still riffraff within the 1%, but no one's a scumbag, real piece of shit like Snake. Like usually by then the snakes are weeded out. Like you know,
they're gone.
Yeah, there's always gonna be riffraff. Like I'm in the ones and I cause riffraff, but you know how that goes. But like, yeah, I mean, the networking is really big, man. It really is. Like, but I don't think people put their balls to the wall.
Yep.
Like you feel me? Like, I think people want stuff and they have no idea how to get it. And if I want it, I'm getting it. Like, you know, we were talking about the first smoke of the day earlier, the first time I did it, right? But we were big kind of, like, you know. Captain Runts hadn't been created yet. So we weren't nearly as big as we are now. And I wanted to be on that show. And, bro, I had my following bombard them.
Oh, my God.
That's what it was.
You made them all, like, spam
I had a
them?
popping telegram with like 20,000 people in it. And I told them, I have the most loyal base in the world.
I would have been like, what?
Bro, they love me. My base loves me, right? I said, yo, because we had enough motion. It wasn't like a random person doing it. Like, we had enough clout that, like, you know, he'd be a good guest.
Yeah, it's not just
like
annoying.
They don't know the background. They don't know I'm going to come on and talk about drug addiction and dialysis and give them a great episode, like, you know. But they're like, oh yeah, this kid has noise, like, you know, he's at least a good enough guest, like, you know. But bro, they were spamming their comments, their DMs, and like I never forget it. Like the next day, they make an Instagram story post, tag me, say, "Be easy, we hear you loud and clear. Let us know when you're free." Oh shit! But it's like I'm very aware of the cult following we have, and like I'm going to use it. Like, yo, go.
You utilize it well.
Yeah.
Make it work.
But like, if you want something, bro, and you have access to in this case, a loyal network, a loyal base that I have, put them to use because they want to do it for you anyway. They want to see you on the podcast, like, you know. And that's just one example. But I think too many people like overthink it or are afraid to pull the trigger or just to maybe put themselves out there fully and feel like I could have had 5,000 people tag him and they could have said, okay, whoever, bro, like, you know what I mean? It's not going to work.
Yeah.
But I had to at least take the shot, and that was a huge break because after that, you know, the brand got a ton of recognition. I got killed for that podcast too by half the country, but I got a lot of love too, but you know, it put it on a big platform. But if I don't ever take the shot, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of nuts that worked.
Oh, it worked.
Because like, I feel like normally if you tell your followers to go spam someone, they're just gonna block you.
No, like I think yes, if you don't have like again, I had enough motion.
You have a lot of pull, at that time, so it worked.
Right, like we had a good enough base. Like we were known. People were.
You weren't just some random guy. Yeah.
Right. People were talking about the brand. Like they were for sure talking about the brand. But you know, it was like the duck sauce time, and duck sauce is to a lot of people, especially in New York City, the duck sauce is the most whatever you want to call it historical direct-to-print Mylar bag ever in the culture over there. So, like, I had that going for us at the time. And
that duck sauce is what, like the clear bag?
No, that was a knockoff. The real, that was something copied us, like you said.
Okay.
And it was a gold bag. It was myself, Be Easy Buds, and him, Foamy, and High Volume. And it just broke waves when it happened. Like, it caught so much attention. And so we were on a huge wave from that. So that's why the spam worked. And then the rest was just history after that.
Damn, duck sauce and the spam locked you in.
Yeah, it did. But I'm a believer in that stuff. But I'm also a believer in manifestation. Like, you know, like I'll say, like Gabe has brought you up months ago. So, yo, you should really try to get on that. I'm like, I'll get on there eventually. I know I will. But it was like I was never gonna reach out. Like, 'cause I know, because like it'll happen organically. Like I know your show. I know the type of stuff you talk about.
Yeah.
And like I'm me. Eventually, you're gonna catch notice organically because I'm, like you said, I'm a character who. I cause emotions, good or bad, like, you know? So I knew organically it would happen, and it did. So, you know, I'm a believer in manifestation, all this stuff. I don't think enough people do that. People don't realize how important that is.
You can just make shit happen.
Yeah, you got to believe it. If you don't believe it, who else will?
I mean, I think it's been a great episode.
Yeah,
I think it's been a
hell
banger.
yeah.
I think the people are this one for
hell
sure.
Yeah. No, I'm with it. I think so too.
For everyone who's watching at home right now, where can they tap in with you?
So my IG and Twitter are the exact same.
Okay.
B_EAZYLLC. So B_.
It'll be on screen.
Yeah. B_EAZYLLC. Be Eazy LLC.
Fire.
Nice and easy.
Twitter and Instagram are the two best ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
You do any like YouTube content or anything?
Nope. I go IG live like every day in the morning, but I'm wildly shadow banned. Yeah, I want to do that. I want to do something, bro. I have the personality. I want to do it. I like it, but I got to be able to smoke weed on the platform.
I mean, you can on YouTube.
Twitch,
they just
no.
don't. You
Yeah,
know?
I just got to be able to smoke because it's like
Twitch. You can.
Yeah, I want to do something, but yeah, I got to be able to smoke because I think that's what people relate to me the most. Like Zebras, as good as it is, and like again, it's my favorite shit. I think it's so hot and it's so popular because people genuinely know it's all I'm smoking. Like when I'm on live, I'm rolling it back to back to back. So like, there's other fire. Everything we drop is fire, but there's a reason this is so hot right now because like, yo, I never really see Eazy smoking his candy drops. I know he QCs them, but he doesn't really smoke them. But why is he smoking this shit nonstop? Like, and if I can't smoke on camera, like, I don't think, it kind of hurts a little bit.
I mean, you can on YouTube. You just have to deal with the restrictions.
Yeah, I'd rather be free. We get
Twitch, dude. You could smoke like a chimney on that shit.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm streaming on Twitch, I smoke the whole time.
Yeah.
They don't do anything.
I would like to do that.
They won't like put you on the homepage though.
Yeah.
But
I'm not trying to. I don't think I have the time.
You gotta have like 20,000 viewers to get on that shit.
Yeah, I
bro.
don't think I have the time. I don't think I have the time to dedicate to get like popping like you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think it'd just be my little bass in there, like the watch every day, like type of vibe. Because that's just, what you guys do. It takes so much time. Like, it's just your life.
This shit is time consuming.
And it's like, I can't do this. Like, I have so much. We want to make this brand so big globally and stuff. Like, we're trying to get into the merch heavy. We got some fire designers for merch. So, all this stuff is taking up so much time as it is, and I got the wife and kid.
Yeah.
So it's hard. I wouldn't want to do it a disservice.
So what is like a day in your life right now? Like, what do you wake up and do on your average
day in my life? Be easy. Day in my life. I wake up 6 a.m., sometimes 5:30. Go downstairs. I make an espresso. I sit down, a double espresso. I sit down. I roll a blunt. I drop a deuce. I'm not going to lie to you. I wait another 30 minutes, drop another deuce.
Okay.
Because I got to drive 40 minutes to the gym.
Got to do what you got to do, yeah.
No, listen, we're not going to get caught in between. That's one thing we're not going to do. So we're going to wait till the second one passes because my theory is for every shot of espresso is a deuce. So if I have a double, it's 2 deuces. So
that shit gets it moving, dude.
Yeah, it gets you moving and grooving.
Yeah.
So we're up,
Yeah.
we're moving and grooving. Now I'm going to the gym. I'm getting to the gym 7:30. I'm going into the gym. First thing I'm doing, I'm steaming. I'm steaming 17 minutes. I'm getting out. I'm going right to work out. And then after that, I shower at the gym. I shave. Well, I shave after the steam. Then I go work out. I go in the shower. I go to the office. I go to the office till 6:30. I drive an hour home every day. And then I'm with the wife and kid. I go to bed like 9:30, 10 every night. If I'm up past 10, it's a rare event.
That's the grind right there.
Yeah.
It's the day in the life.
Yeah. My life is not exciting. What you see in the internet and TV is just a small segment.
I mean, when you got to get work done, it's not exciting.
My life is generally boring.
People think my shit's a lot more exciting.
But by the way, I
than
love boring. Boring is good. Boring is
It's
good.
nice, dude.
Yeah, boring is nice.
I mean, after doing a lot of not boring shit,
Yeah,
it's a nice
good to be
contrast.
boring.
It's like, dude,
I like getting home.
I'm a normal guy now, dude. I fall asleep at 10 o'clock.
Listen, we worked hard to become normal and boring.
Yep.
That's for sure.
Yep. That was an uphill battle.
Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, man, this has been a banger of an
Hell
episode.
yeah, bro.
I
This
just
is
got to
dope.
say. This has
I
been a
love this
great
shit.
time. Thank you
Hell
for
yeah.
coming out. Definitely pull back up sometime.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. Thank
sure.
you guys for having us. This is amazing.
Thank you all for tuning in today to the Gobcast episode, whatever the hell. I don't know. We stopped. We're in the 50s. We're in the 50s. So 58? Nice. Yeah, Chris keeps track. I don't keep track, guys. But hope you all enjoyed this one. Pretty soon, we might be pulling up to a Native American reservation, so keep an eye out for that. But either way, drop a like, go tap in with Be Easy, go smoke some zebras or whatever the hell else you want to get your hands on, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Deuces.
Oh, yeah. That was dope, bro. Percocet to Vicodin to oxys. I had a bright idea one day to get off oxys by doing coke.
How did that day play out?
I got off the oxys and started doing coke.
How many 80s per day were you
I was
taking?
doing like 10 a day. You put people through torture, torment. You rob people. You steal from Peter to pay Paul. I was on dialysis for 6 years. Yeah, my kidneys failed. I had a kidney transplant.
Everyone likes to talk shit about lemon cherry gelato, but it sells more than any other
Right,
strain
it
on
makes
earth,
everybody
dude.
money.
Yeah.
Put it this way, like one thing I always say is you could say whatever you want about my weed as long as you paid for it. I don't think it is wrong to tell somebody their flower is mids.
You did come right at the winner of the recent event and tell him his shit is mid.
I smoked your flower. I ain't got to tell me I'm right. I know I'm right when I'm posting it. I don't need somebody to tell me I'm fucking right.